Hef came downstairs or came out because he was having like card night with his friends, and he picks up the thing and he goes, and he like puts on this accent and goes, Angel, she be douching with the bong water.
Should we introduce her?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you please. Your friend.
All right, we have Holly Madison.
Okay, you guys are way too nice to me. Thank you so much.
No, it's just all facts.
No, it is
all
true.
facts.
I have to say, I listened to your Josh interview, and I loved it because there were so many little parts of your guys' lore I didn't even know. Like, I didn't know that you thought Josh was her husband initially. And then I didn't know the story about how when you were looking for her, and then Laura said to you, she had explosive diarrhea.
Oh my God, it's just like that.
So what Laura would
Oh
say.
my
Like, I
God.
can picture her like in some frilly dress, like sitting there at the nightclub, all prim and proper, like, Angel had explosive diarrhea.
Yeah, exactly like that. And I remember even being like, oh no. And like the next day I was like, were you sick last night? And you were like, what are you talking about? I was like, oh, that fucking bitch. She got me. It didn't even dawn on me that she'd be lying. I didn't know her that well. Anyway,
And, like,
welcome.
Yes,
Hey.
welcome.
Hi.
This is so exciting.
This is exciting.
So awesome.
Okay, so I was like nervous to ask you about to even come on the podcast because I'm like, wait, she's like a professional podcaster and like she has like all these really important things to do and like I'm so happy you're here.
This is important.
Oh, I love you. Thank
This
you.
is important.
This is so fun.
I felt the same way. Every time, I'm always like, ooh, they're going to know we don't know what we're doing because they're so good at this stuff.
Yeah.
None of
I
us
feel
know
that.
what we're doing.
That's the secret. I actually suffer from go ahead.
That's a long one.
I was trying to be quiet. It wasn't working.
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Do you have that at all?
You know what? It's funny you ask because I do have it with one really specific thing, but I'm blanking on what it is. I was just thinking about this the other day. I'm like, I don't usually get imposter syndrome, but there is this one specific thing. I wish I could remember what it was.
Oh my God, it's so bad for me. Like,
I don't think I really know what imposter syndrome is.
It's when you're doing well at something, but you start to second guess and feel like, no, this is just me. Like, it can't be me doing well. There must be some trick or weird thing that went off or some weird,
Yeah.
like I'm not really good at this,
And
even though
you're-
you are.
And you're
Okay.
always worried that people are going to figure you out, that you're really not that good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's actually really terrible. But I'm getting better at it. It's hard. It's hard to get over it because it's like it's so scary.
Yeah.
Because you're just doubting yourself. And then like I've done so many great things that it's hard for me to even. And every time I'm like, oh, I got lucky again.
But the good news is to even have imposter syndrome, you have to be killing it, right?
Oh, I guess that's true.
So
Good
I never thought of that.
perspective.
congratulations.
It's really good. It's funny. A director said it in a notes one night, and I went, and she's a Tony Award-winning genius, and I remember just being like, "Oh, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Holy shit!" And maybe, maybe it is good. It keeps you on your toes too. Like, but I
I think we just all feel like we're being watched constantly because of like our surveillance culture and social media. We just
Yeah.
feel like somebody's going to pick me apart somewhere. It's
Oh, yeah.
inevitable to feel that way.
Yeah,
oh my
for
gosh,
sure.
I can't even imagine what that's like for you. Like, because you are so famous and you have so many eyes on you, and people are so. Actually, there's sometimes that you will pop up on TMZ. And I'll look in the comments and I'll just be like, I'll get so like mad because I'm like, and it's so obviously well known that people just like to tear people apart, especially people that
Yeah.
don't know you, or they think they know you because of something else. And then they're just like, ugh, it drives me fucking crazy. And I have to like pull myself away because I'll find myself just being like, I'm going to reply and I'm going to tell people they're stupid.
You do that.
I do that.
Yeah, you can't because comment sections are just a cesspool,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
nobody with anything to do is really in a comment section saying something that's not
No, for
supportive.
sure.
Yeah.
Like, have you guys ever left a hate comment?
Never.
I don't think so.
There might have been times I was tempted, but then I was like, no, I know how this feels. Like,
Yeah.
no way.
That's true.
Stupid.
No way. And I think too, any hate comment I would have wanted to post would have been like not seen by the actual person. And I'm like, for what then?
Yeah.
Like I just want that. At that point, I might as well just DM them.
Well, I take that back. Sometimes I'll leave something smart ass. It's rare, but sometimes if I feel like I have a clap back or somebody posts something that's just like over the top and I have something to do with it, I might have like a dry comment. But obviously, if I'm leaving it under like my official account, like I'm saying it with my whole chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No regrets.
No, I love your like cryptic stories that you post, and you're like with the toilet paper.
Oh, yeah,
that
that was
was
a good
the
one.
best.
Oh my God, I had so much fun with that.
That was so good.
Yeah.
I feel like people are getting to see the side of you that like I've always gotten to see, and like before you were like, like you had to be a certain way for Girls Next Door, and like you had to be a certain way for this and for that, and like people are finally getting to see.
Oh my God,
like,
that must be so liberating.
Yeah,
It's taken a long time for sure to be myself at anything. Because,
Really?
Well, when Girls Next Door came out, or when they were talking about doing it, I didn't want to do it. Like I'd always wanted to be on TV and do something, but as something else, as like a host or playing a role or something. Like I didn't want this weird personal life I had that I wasn't even really feeling good about just blasted. But I kind of didn't have a choice if I was going to stay there. So I decided, well, let's try and make the best of it. But I was so scared of being judged and what people would say about me that I just tried to be like as generic and like as perfect as I could. And then nobody could say anything. Spoiler alert, they still say shit. You're not doing yourself any favors. But then even in the Holly's World era, even though I thought, okay, I'm out on my own and I'm being myself now, I still kind of wasn't, even when I think about the pilots. Do you remember the pilot was a totally different concept? It was about me learning how to be the mayor of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
The concept was like totally different in the
That was
beginning.
Holly's World?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it was funny because I wanted to like intern at the mayor's office and learn how to be the mayor of Las Vegas and one day. And it was
Which
kind
you
of
still should.
going to be like a Legally Blonde type show where this dumb blonde girl goes in and like learns a thing or two. And Oscar Goodman was mayor at that time. And the Goodmans are amazing. They've been so kind to me and done so much. But for some reason, I was delusional and thought they would want to like take the time to do a whole show with me. And that was like my idea. And E loved that idea. But then eventually they saw just how fun it was to do a show about, you know, this group of friends doing a show. And that would be so much easier and more natural. But anyway, back to the pilot, I still wasn't even being myself. I was being this kind of like ditzy caricature, you know.
Yeah.
Like this
Yeah.
kind of legally blonde character that I thought it needed to be. So I would probably look back on that and cringe now, even though it was fun.
I know.
Yeah.
Josh and I were talking about it, how we watch episodes and we're like, we see ourselves and we're like, ooh, why was I yelling right there? Why did I do that? Or like all the things. You must be feeling a lot of that with going over every episode of The Girls Next Door with Bridget on your podcast.
100%. It gives us a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cringe shit.
Like you just talked about your neck brace.
I know. I was wearing this sweater that looked like a neck brace.
I thought
on
it
my
was so
interviews.
cute,
I'm like,
though.
why did I think that was a good choice? Or just like dumb stuff I would do on the show, or like things I thought was funny that wasn't.
Yeah, but it was so good. It was so good. My mom and I tuned into that show every week. Like we loved it.
It was
even Tony.
definitely addictive.
Oh, for sure. And you did come off as perfect. Like you were always perfect. So
Thanks.
I'm
Or
glad
a
you.
robot.
Yeah.
One of the
Yeah.
two.
But I
Right.
think, well, I was also pretty young at the time. So I don't think that crossed my mind. I was just like, oh my God, she's perfect.
I think what you just said, though, like having to be that or thinking you had to be that, like it's refreshing even to see you realize you don't anymore. Like your shoulders are even like this now, and you always used to
Slumpy,
be so.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I
great.
had a stick up my ass. I was like, I had pearls and a button-up sweater, and I was like, and I would just spit back the lines they would give me most of the time, and the crew loved it because my interviews would go so fast because of that. They'd be like, "Oh my God, you're such a pro, yay!" But I wasn't giving them anything as far as emotion or complexity. I was just like, let's be a spokesperson,
Yeah.
pageant girly.
Well,
or
you
something.
probably also weren't really allowed to be yourself from what I'm hearing.
I felt
based on
like
the
I
podcast.
wasn't. Yeah, I felt like that would have been bad, you know, for the relationship.
Yeah.
Or I'd just been there for so long.
In
Always
Girls Next Door or Holly's World?
Girls Next Door.
Oh, okay.
With Hef, I just felt like, you know, for the first 4 years I was there, I felt like I was constantly going to be like kicked out on the street and have nothing if anything went wrong or
Yeah.
Like House Bunny.
something. 100%.
Yeah.
No, there's a little more truth to that movie than people
I
know.
wondered actually,
Yeah.
because it makes sense.
I don't think the people who wrote it knew. I think they just thought it was a funny idea. Like,
Yeah.
oh, wouldn't it be funny if the girls were all backstabbing each other and then one of them gave the other one a note that said, "You're too old, you have to leave." But I'm like, no, that's kind of how it was for a while. Like,
Oh my
God,
God,
how
it's more
horrible.
truthful
how
than you know.
stressful!
Yeah,
Holy
that is
shit.
stressful.
Yeah, I can't even.
It was fight or
imagine.
flight 24/7.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I do remember. I remember I was in Chicago when that came out. When did that come out? In the early.
2005 was when Girls
Yeah,
Next Door
holy
started.
shit.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Damn. That's crazy. I do
We've
remember
known each other
watching.
for almost 20
I
years.
know, that's crazy.
We should go on a trip for our 20th anniversary.
Totally. My friend Ashley and I celebrated our 20-year friendiversary a few years ago.
That's
and we
so
went to like
fun.
Club 33 and got a cake for
Oh,
it.
cute. That's so fun.
We were saying that you should go. You and Josh and Angel. Angel should go on a trip down to Florida to look for
Laura.
Laura.
Look for Laura. I don't know if she wants to be found.
That's even better.
Not that we want to find her either, but like it would just be a fun little like reunion trip.
Totally.
Is she like hiding out down in Florida?
Well, I don't think she's necessarily hiding out, but she doesn't really have a social media presence. This was years ago, but I somehow found her social media, which she created under a fake name, and she would just post this kind of funny stuff, and I started liking it. And then she sent me a DM, and it was like... It was like, thank you for the cordial likes, but I'm not interested in playing your games.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I don't know what game she thinks I'm playing, but okay.
Do you remember the note that we framed from her? And I was like, she be douching with the bomb water.
Yes. So back when we were at the mansion, there was a period of time where Kendra wasn't really cooperating with the show, and the executive producer was like, we need to find somebody to replace Kendra. So let's have these girls move into the bunny house and we'll kind of see who pops. And you and Laura were two of those girls. And we were sitting in the dining room one day and Laura wrote out this random ass note because she was just funny that way. And it said, Angel, you douche with the swamp water. Or something like that. She be douching with
bong
the bong
water.
Yeah, that's what it was. And then Hef came downstairs or came out because he was having card night with his friends. And he picks up the thing and he goes, and he puts on this accent and goes, Angel, she be douching with the bong water. And then later when I moved to Vegas, I framed it and put it in my dining room.
Oh my God.
It's so good.
Does it still exist?
You know what? Because it was on Playboy Mansion paper. And when I was married, I was scared that my husband would not like that or be freaked out. So I think I got rid of it. But I really regret that. I so regret it because that was an artifact.
It is an ancient artifact, indeed.
Oh my God.
So good.
Wait, so was she in Girls Next Door at all?
She was in some episodes, I think season 4 or 5 moving forward.
I think it was mostly 5.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's how you met her, and that's you brought her into Holly's World because you're like, she's a hoot.
She's so funny. Yeah, she came out to test for Playmate, and she was from Florida. And another Playmate I was really close to, Kara Monaco, she was also from Florida. And she was Kara was sitting in the med room one day, and this was when I was working at the studio, so I was working with all the Playmates. And she has this smirk on her face, and I'm like, what's up? And she goes, you know who's coming out to test? Laura Croft, you're going to love her. She's crazy. And she came out, and she was just really funny and random. And when I first moved to Vegas, she came out with, I think, her mom and her grandma, because this was when Follies Bergère was closing at Tropicana. And at the time, that was the longest running show on the Strip. It probably still has the record of being the longest running show on the Strip. I think it was there for 50 years.
Dang.
So her grandma had seen it back in the day, and then she wanted to see it before it closed.
Oh, that's
So anyway,
cool.
they were out visiting, and Laura was just being Laura. And I'm like, you should move out here. I'm staying at Planet Hollywood. I could get you a room. Why don't you stay out here and be on the show? You're so funny. So that's how that started. And she's like, yeah, I can move in if I can keep my dog. And then Jason Verona, my manager at the time, was kind of the go-between between, me and everybody at Planet Hollywood. And he was so annoyed that he had to ask if a dog could stay at Planet Hollywood.
Yeah, but he got so stressed about everything. The smallest thing, he would be like, so stressed.
Do you know what he's doing now?
No, I heard on your podcast, right, that he's working for Dan Bilzerian.
Wild, right?
That's going to be fun.
Oh my God.
I can't even imagine it.
Yeah.
There's a little boy that's a brother of one of the kids that Roman plays baseball with, and he walks on his toes. And I think of Jason every time I see him, because I'm like, Jason's calves were so big because he used to walk on his toes.
That's an autistic trait. I do it because I feel like it makes my feet less dirty. That's my logic behind it. But before the Barbie movie was coming out, there's a side of TikTok where people, talk about autism a lot and things that are autistic coded, and they'll talk about characters in movies that probably weren't written to be autistic, but are autistic coded. And before the Barbie movie came out, everybody's I wonder if Barbie's going to be an autistic coded character. And then they did that clip where she steps out of the shoe and she's still on her toe. And I'm like, there we have it.
Wow. Oh my
That's
God.
interesting.
That's crazy. You are just you're just packed full of knowledge.
She
it's
is.
Crazy.
I tried.
It's
No,
crazy.
it's true.
Are
Josh
you-
and I talked about that with Josh about how your memory is so sharp.
I have a terrifying memory.
Yeah.
People should be terrified because I remember things that nobody
No.
else remembers.
Do you
and
remember-
I'll bring it up.
The last time I think I saw you was so long ago. It was Roman's birthday.
Fun to
at
be
your-
one.
At your house.
And you knocked the beat off.
Oh
the
my
piano.
God!
I was so freaked out.
Oh my
by
God,
it.
that is so fucking crazy that you remember that. I actually just thought of it last night because she had asked me when was the last time you saw her, and I was like, and I had been thinking about it. I was like, I think it was that, and then I was thinking about that party because I was taking photos for her of Roman, and that happened, and I was like, oh right, I forgot about that. Do you know about this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you do?
Didn't it fall in the salsa or something like that?
No, it wasn't that bad. But I was just telling Tanya a
I
story.
think I was just severely freaked out by it. I was just
Oh my God,
just
it was
happened?
so funny. It was I was telling Tanya a story, and I moved my hand, and it was like a chandelier.
Yeah, it was like a low-hanging chandelier over an island, and it had like all these little glass beads that looked like pears and fruit.
Yeah.
And a purple pear went flying.
I knocked one, and it landed, and I was like, oh, shit. And I like grabbed it, and I hooked it back on, and she was like, it's fine. Tanya was like, it's fine. And I hooked it on. And then I like looked over and there was people standing there and she was like, you were like in a hall of people just staring at me. And I was like,
I was
oh my
so
fucking
freaked
God.
out by it for some reason.
It was like a scary movie where you're like, she was just like the girls from The Shining. And then I thought for a second, I was like, oh, maybe she's just, that's funny. And then she was like, I was like, oh my God. And that was the last time I was invited to it.
Well, I don't think I really had many people over after that.
No,
or
I don't
anything.
think so.
Yeah.
It was so funny though. And yeah, you do have a great memory. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
No, she has the best memory.
That's
Sometimes she'll text me
crazy.
things and I have to be like, wait, I don't remember that.
Oh my God.
We did this the other day. She's like, do you
That's
remember
wild.
when? And I was like, vaguely. And the more we talked about it, I'm like, wait, it's coming back a little bit.
That's got to be even especially wild for you because you've done so many things and like been a part of so many crazy things. Like, so to have a crazy memory of all the things is pretty wild.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like, it's good that you write books because obviously.
Yeah, I'm pretty observant, and I think that gets to be problematic sometimes too, because I feel like a lot of other people are just kind of going through life only kind of seeing what they want to see, and then I'll be like, okay, this happened to me at the mansion, and people are like on the warpath trying to say that's not what happened or
Oh,
you know
wow.
whatever.
Whoa.
I'm
Yeah.
sure people are fighting you on that all the time anyways, right?
Totally.
Just like, especially with this podcast, like, I love that you guys are pulling back the curtain and telling us, like, what was really going on. Because even living there with you, I had no idea that this is how you were feeling. I just remember.
Well, you came along at a better time, though,
okay.
I have to say, because like the first 4 years I lived there were absolutely miserable. And then we changed the cast of characters and things got a lot better. And then when the show started filming, like granted, not everything with the show was perfect, but it was night and day compared to those first 4 years. And I felt like things were like under control and there weren't like weird, crazy orgies where everybody was being dragged up into the bedroom anymore. So
Yeah.
you arrived at like a good, safe time.
yeah.
You know?
I was going to say, I had
Anymore.
none of that.
Yeah, like in the
Oh.
beginning, it was disgusting because Hef would go out twice a week and he'd always bring everybody back up to the room. And he would always, well, there were two different ones while I was there, two different girls who lived there who had this kind of unofficial recruiter role where we'd be out at a nightclub
Right.
and they would like spot different girls. And one of them recently like went to like a British tabloid and was like admitting to it and saying that like Hef would give all the girlfriends Quaaludes and then this girl would go and like give other girls in the club Quaaludes and like bring them back and to the bedroom and stuff. And it was just a nightmare.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's so wild. It's crazy because you know, growing up thinking of the Playboy Mansion, you kind of think that, but then you're like, no, that can't be that. It's just photos.
Mm-hmm.
But like the other day, somebody got arrested for sex trafficking, and today I was like, I don't really think I know exactly what sex trafficking means, but is that sex trafficking basically, like what those girls were doing?
Well, it's when somebody gets into sex work and they don't want to. They're coerced in some way or forced in some way. I don't know if trafficking's the perfect word for, but maybe, yeah. I mean, because they were bringing girls home
Quaaludes,
under
yeah.
false pretenses and drugs and things like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
wild.
What a time. Yeah, and anybody who ever asks me, I'm like, that was not my experience at all. Like,
Yeah.
and thank God, because I feel like I wouldn't have been strong enough to be like, wait a minute.
You
Yeah.
were 18?
Yeah, I was 18.
Yeah, that's wild. Mm-hmm. And probably I mean, I can't even imagine like what your experience going into that, you know, like that's such a crazy world. Must have been a crazy world. I mean, I don't know, but
I was just really nervous, I think, terrified. I think I even, I think you talked about it with Becca when I asked if you
Oh, yeah, no, it's so funny because we were both cheerleaders and you were like, were the skirts really long when you were cheerleaders? I'm like, I'm not that old. It wasn't Grease.
you said that?
It's so funny.
It wasn't Grease.
That's okay. I was wearing an Ed Hardy hat, so I'm also guilty.
Ed Hardy
is
was
so
the
funny.
best. Oh my God, so
I
fun.
didn't. So I didn't know that much about you last night. I was like, well, I guess I should at least Wikipedia, and because I actually was interested to know how long you've been sort of in the entertainment business.
Mm-hmm.
And are we allowed to say what your name used to be? What your
Yeah.
Wait, I don't think I even know.
What?
My real last name is Cullen.
Oh, that I do know.
And I switched that because before Twilight, nobody knew how to pronounce that, which seems weird. It seems like it's pronounced exactly like it's spelled, but people would always be like, Collins, colon. Like every year, like I switched schools a lot as a kid, and every time I would be in a new class, like the teacher wouldn't even get it right. So I was like, I need something
Yeah.
fresh and catchier.
So
It's
you,
so good.
How old were you when you changed it?
I was in college.
Oh.
Well, I didn't legally change it until I like moved into the mansion, but I started using a different name in college because I was a theater major and I would do like
That's
extra
so
work around town and things
cool.
like that. So I was already getting my headshots and things.
But your name
I
was
love
also
that.
Holland, right?
Yeah, that's my birth name, and I hated that since I was a kid.
Wait, is it
because-
Holland Sue?
But Holland, so is Sue your middle name?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Holland Sue Cullen is cute, but Holland Cullen is weird. It's like you don't
it's-
use the Sue.
Yeah, because it kind of rhymes, so it sounds stupid. And the thing is, my parents always called me Holly unless my mom was mad at me.
Yeah.
Then she whips out the full name. So I'm neurologically wired to fucking hate that name.
Yeah.
It always means I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
So that had to go.
Yeah,
are-
that's how I feel about Angelica.
Are your parents old fashioned-y? Like, because Holland Sue Cullen is very like cute and old fashioned-y. Like it like sounds like Grease-ish, you know?
It kind of does. Well, the name, my mom wanted to name me Holly, but I was born like 2 days before Christmas and she thought that was corny. Little did she know she was giving birth to the corniest bitch on the planet. And I love that. But so she like met some kid who was like a boy named Holland and decided that would be like the good long name, but it was completely unnecessary.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's
Mom, I could
crazy.
have saved you the trouble.
I was thinking that you change it like for business, like Hollywood or something as a cooler name or something. I didn't.
It is a very cool name.
Holly Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean.
Yeah, it was a catchier name, but also I just liked it better. And also I always knew I kind of wanted to do something like Playboy related, on my path to wherever I was going. And I didn't know if, using like my family name would be
Yeah.
appreciated. I mean, my parents ended up being good sports. Like they made appearances on the show
Cool.
when I wanted them to, which I always felt like they were doing me a favor.
Oh, that's
but,
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But
sweet.
I don't know how they were going to feel when I was like getting into it.
Yeah, of course.
As far as butterfly effect, do you think had you not changed your name, you'd be sitting here right now?
I don't know.
Because wild, right? Like
Yeah.
a change like that shouldn't change anything.
But it might.
But maybe like if you're
Yeah.
self-conscious or insecure that you didn't do, like it's pretty wild, right? To think of stuff like that. Like would we be having this conversation had you not changed her name?
Yeah,
Anything could have changed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Our dads actually have the same name.
Isn't that weird? Yeah,
Yeah.
they're both Steve and Francis.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, Francis?
Yeah.
That's wild.
So crazy.
And then
That's
her and my
crazy.
niece have the same birthday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Stormy? Mm-hmm. Huh. How cute.
So cool.
Yeah, so cute.
That is wild.
I love it.
Well, you were going to say something. What were you going to say? 'Cause-
No, I was going to say our dads have the same name.
Oh. Yeah, I like looking back at that. Like, what was your, or also that, like, I was going to ask you, had you not gone that path, like, did you go to LA? You went to LA to
Yeah, I transferred colleges in the middle of college. So I was going to Loyola Marymount and I was like so excited to get in the industry, like in whatever way I could. But I was also studying psychology. I was interested in that. And I was also interested in art. Like I really wanted to be like a Disney Imagineer.
Wow.
But the thing,
Yeah, she
there were
can draw
so many
so
things
good.
I wanted to do. But I picked like the show business route because I thought, well, if I want to be like a cute pinup girl, I have to do that when I'm young. I can go back to college anytime. So
Yeah,
But
that's
you,
smart.
so you wanted to model. You knew you wanted to do that. And did you wanted to get into acting and stuff like that? Is that?
Yeah, or like TV hosting or something. Like when I was a teenager, Jenny McCarthy was really cool. So like
Yeah.
I wanted to do like what she was doing.
Yeah.
My brother had a huge poster of her up in on the ceiling of his room.
She
was-
was and is still so cute.
She
Yeah.
was so fun. Like she took the industry by storm too. Like she was like the
Yeah.
first funny, wild, hot girl, right? Up until I think that anyway, I remember like her MTV, like she would host Spring Break and stuff like that, and she was so fun.
Yeah, she did all the stuff I thought was cool, like MTV, and she was on the cover of Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
Like everybody else from my era who like wanted to get into Playboy was like super into Pam Anderson, but I don't know, that was just over my head. I just felt like Baywatch is this corny old person show. I was just never interested.
Yeah.
Had you not come to LA, had you stayed in your town, what do you think you'd be right now? What would you be doing?
I don't know because I was so depressed in Oregon. Like I've always had depression issues, so like the weather and like the seasonal affective disorder thing wasn't good, and I didn't like being in a place where I felt like I didn't have that much opportunity, and I
Yeah.
felt like people were really judgmental there. Like you either when I moved to the town, we eventually ended up settling in where I was in junior high onward. I just felt like, not that there aren't some great people there. I'm still like in touch with all my high school friends and stuff. But it's the kind of town where everybody knows each other since kindergarten and you're one sort of way. And if you're not, you get bullied. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to get to a place where I felt like creativity was valued and you could kind of be who you wanted to be.
Yeah, you took all the right steps. And mind you, like, you went through some shit, but like, look at where you at. It's so awesome.
Some shit. You went through some shit.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy too. Like I was thinking about that also. Like you went through some pretty crazy shit that has caused so many people to not end up how you ended up. Like it's pretty impressive.
I hope so.
But it's
Yeah.
true. Like I was even like thinking about your a lot of people that came from where you come from, either like they do stuff like they don't say they have kids because they want to keep that sex appeal.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do that. You're a proud mother, but you also don't exploit your kids, which is the
Yeah.
other thing that people do. So it's like
I'm an exploiter.
I feel she is definitely an exploiter. I feel like you've meticulously done all the things right, and especially coming from that world, like I don't know. It's hard to explain, I guess, what I'm trying to say, but like you seem like you are very not careful, but like you're doing everything right. Like I don't know how to put it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I stumble around a lot, but I try to follow my gut feeling as much as possible or follow what's lighting me up. And that's helpful.
yeah.
I
You
mean,
do
I
have really
think,
good
too, like,
intuition.
I did watch Girls Next Door, and I remember you did kind of stand out in a way that it felt like you didn't belong there. For one, like you like knew it, like you know what I mean. Like you were the only one that didn't like kiss his ass. Like you told, you know what I mean. Like
I felt like I kissed his ass bad.
I don't think so. I think like I felt like you were doing your job. That's one different.
Yeah.
But I feel like and maybe that's why he liked you, is that you weren't just like do whatever I tell you. I mean, I don't know. That's what it came off it to me. But I don't know. Like I just feel like you are you seem very in control of your life, and like even, like I said, with what you're doing now and watching your social media now as opposed to before when like you said, that you used to be very robotic, very it has to be this way. Now you do it all, right? Like, and you're really funny, and like,
Thanks.
and
I know,
I've
so
noticed like
funny. I love
lately
your
you're
social
leaning
media.
more into that, which is awesome to see because it's like
Thank you.
it just gives you much more, range, which is fun to watch.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes.
Did you plan on coming to Vegas like right after you left the mansion? Like were you like, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna get a show there, and like what was your thought process coming to Vegas?
I did plan. Yeah.
You did?
No, well, I fell in love with Vegas from the first time I came here, and I always thought if I didn't live in LA, I'd live in Vegas. And then as time went on, when we were doing Girls Next Door, as you know, like the mansion was very regimented, like we had a curfew, like you can't step out of line. And it started to get to be a place where I could come here on day trips. I had to do these crazy like Southwest flights super early in the morning, and I'd come here when I was working at the studio to like direct a photo shoot and then fly back to be back by 9. But while I
Dang.
was here during the day, it was the one place I felt like I was kind of free and not being under surveillance. I would find out I was wrong about being under surveillance later, but I felt like I wasn't. So I felt like this was the first place where I felt like I was able to be free and be an adult, because I got into the mansion right when I was in the middle of college. So I didn't really have like an adult real world experience. And when I moved out of the mansion, I was staying at the Palms a lot when I was making that transition. And I always kind of feel like I grew up at the Palms, even though I obviously was not a child, but I feel like some of the first like adult responsibility things I was doing and getting my life together, like all happened at the Palms.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel that way. But yeah, toward the end, I wanted to do a guest spot in the show Crazy Horse Paris that used to be at MGM Grand, which I miss that show so much.
Me too, it's so good.
Yeah, I was supposed to do a guest spot in that for Girls Next Door, and it wasn't supposed to be this big, like, life-changing career thing, but right around that time, a lot of other things started happening with Hefs and my relationship that wasn't working out, and I started going to Vegas more and started feeling like, well, I love my job here at the studio. I want to keep that, but I want to come to Vegas and I want to do a show, and I want to get a place here, and I was thinking about, maybe I could do a spin-off show, like, maybe I could work at the Palms and, like, be their creative photo director or something. I don't know. I was just trying to think of like any idea, but that's definitely what I wanted to do. And then I ended up meeting a guy, and that accelerated me moving to town full time. And that wasn't like the healthiest relationship, but everything ended up working out for me. And I just fell in love with Vegas since the moment I came here, and a lot of that has to do with you and your family being so welcoming. And
I know, that was so fun. That was such a fun time. Like,
it was such a fun time, and it was an interesting time because this was late 2008, so it was right when the economy crashed.
Oh yeah.
So when I moved here and I was living with this guy, it was like Vegas was empty. and you felt like you had it to yourself, which obviously you don't want it to be that way forever, but it was a really interesting way to start to feel at home here and like start to fall in love with the city. And
I also feel like in a past life you were like, you belong here. Like, I don't know, there's like something
there's
about
something
you.
weird here.
No.
Like, especially and in my neighborhood specifically, I feel like this sounds so weird and out there and esoteric, but I feel like connected to the land.
No, I get it.
Interesting.
I get it because I feel that for you. Like, I'm like, no, this is like where you belong.
It is like every day I like post my backyard and I'm like, it's a perfect fucking day. And it's just, I feel so connected.
That's so awesome.
And even just like the house that me and my husband bought when we were married, like it's his house now, but I feel so connected to that house. It's weird. And it's just so funny like how it all came about, because I remember we were in my first house in Southern Highlands and we would watch Ultimate Fighter. And back then they would shoot Ultimate Fighter at this house in Rancho Circle and they would show the backyard. And I would be like, that's a backyard in Vegas, because it looks like a giant park with all this grass. And like, you can't find a patch of grass in Vegas.
Yeah.
So I was like, what is this amazing house? And then, forgot about it, whatever. And then when I was engaged, my fiance at the time had just moved his festival to Vegas and he's looking for a place and he's looking at all these big giant mansions and I'm like, no character, no character. And I was telling our real estate agent, do you know Czar?
I know, no, I've never met him
my
in real
God,
life,
Czar's
but
so
I hear
funny.
all the stories.
Okay, Czar's amazing. So this is when I first met Czar, and I was telling Czar what I wanted. I'm like, I want like a very old school house, that's something that looks like it was built in Beverly Hills in the 20s, like just giving all my thing. And Czar was like, well, there's not any houses like that here. And Czar was telling me this story later, and he's like thinking in his head, this bitch is gonna fire me. She thinks I don't know what she wants, so I'm gonna show her a house that's not for sale, because it's the one house that's like that here. So just so she knows I know what she's talking
Yeah.
about. So Czar's like, I want you to see this house just so you know I know what you're looking for, and I'll keep my eyes open. So we go see the house, and I'm like, this is it. Like, this is the one. And it was that same house from Ultimate Fighter with the
was
big
the actual
backyard.
one?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, this house is perfect. It's like a beautiful Spanish home. It looks like something that was built in Beverly Hills in the 20s. And I was like, this is it. This is the house. This is the house we're getting. And Czar's like, it's not for sale.
Wait, did you know that was the place you saw in that show?
Yeah.
You did when you
yeah.
saw it? Oh, wow. That's crazy.
But I hadn't seen really, because the inside of the house looked so different. Like every
Mm-hmm.
time they would shoot Ultimate Fighter, they would remodel the inside. And every season when they were done, they would have to return it to what it was before, which is crazy.
Which is crazy.
I think
yeah.
I know what that is. What is Ultimate Fighter?
Oh, it's the UFC show where they have like all these guys come live in a house and they all compete for a contract.
Oh, I never watched that. I didn't even hear of that.
Yeah.
Was it big?
Yeah.
It's still on.
Jesus, what the hell? I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, we used to sit in your bed and watch it together.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
So I fell in love with this house. I'm like, this is the
Wait,
house.
how did you get it?
So I was like, we stocked it for like a year. And we stocked it and we were like bugging the owner, like, will you sell us this house? Will you sell us this house? And like they were going in to shoot another season of the show. And I'm getting in the neighborhood somehow and doing drive-bys to manifest it.
Oh, look, there it is. Is that it?
No, that's not the house. I mean, over the years, they've shot Ultimate Fighter in many
UFC's
different houses.
Oh, I see. UFC's mentioned.
Well, we don't need to showcase the house.
Yeah, that's true. High duty. Okay, hold on. Sorry.
But yeah, but I fell in love with this house. So we stocked it for like a year, finally got it, and was so excited. I'm still over there a lot with the kids,
Yeah,
obviously. But
which is so great.
It's still my favorite house. But
It's so amazing.
I live in the same neighborhood now. So
Yeah, which is so fun.
Yeah.
That house really is so special.
it is. It's a magical house.
I mean,
There's
it does
nothing
help that
it.
like you decorated it so amazingly and like you really made it feel extra magical. Because even watching the Ultimate Fighter, it like looks nothing the way it does now inside.
Oh yeah, it's like I was showing it to Forrest. I'm like, look, they used to film this show here, and I had to explain to him what room was what.
Yeah,
It does
because you
look so
can't tell.
different.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, you did such a good job.
Thanks.
Do
Yeah.
you do all of your own interior design and everything, or do you hire someone?
We actually had a Disney Imagineer do our house.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because there's this big, like, 2-story living room, and I'm like, I want this to be like Belle's library with, like, a ladder and stuff.
And it
we,
is.
We took elements from
my
some of,
God.
like, the deluxe Disneyland hotel suites that we liked, and it was really a collaborative process, but it was so much fun.
So fun and so beautiful. When I go in there, I'm like, I never want to leave. It's so beautiful.
It's a Zen vibes
It
house,
is.
too. Like, I just go there and I forget any problem. I ever
Yeah,
had.
that's so nice.
That's key to life.
Yeah, totally.
Do you spend more time here than LA?
It's pretty 50-50, but I wish, like,
I know.
bitching about it constantly. Like, I need to be in Vegas more full time. Like, I love LA for what it has to offer, and it's fun to go there, but I need to be here more.
Yeah.
It's like my soul.
I know. I feel that for you.
Yeah.
I can tell.
100%.
Now, you guys record your podcast in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Would she be willing to come here to do it?
I mean, she loves coming to Vegas, so she'd probably be down now and again. But it's just easier because we have the one studio. We're at the Howie Mandel Studios in Van Nuys.
Oh, cool.
We have our whole little setup there all the time.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Wait,
easy.
that's the studio I think that Carrot Top talked about, right? That he has like
Oh, yeah.
all
He has
like
pieces of.
old like Johnny Carson pieces of his set and stuff like that in his studio.
Probably. It's a huge studio with all these different things going on. It's crazy.
Yeah, he
That's
was like, he
cool.
has like, from when they tore down like studios, he would be like, can I have this chair? And he has like chairs and like all the things. I'm like, that's pretty cool. I love old artifacts like that.
Me too. Like, I love, like, like, I'm a preservationist at heart.
Yeah.
Like, I love history and shit. And I just hate it that when things happen, like, okay, I get it, you're remodeling the Mirage, but did you have to ditch the Siegfried and Roy statue?
Oh.
Like, you can't just keep
Dude,
that.
as a
Like, you
relic?
can't keep little Easter eggs that
Yeah.
are, like, nods to the past. Like, you can't stick one of those topless mermaids somewhere in the corner.
Dude,
Like,
those are the
Why are you
best.
too cool for that? I don't like it.
Are they going to auction those off? Because
I don't know what's happening to those.
I wish I had the money to have one of those, because I remember I grew up at the Mirage. My dad opened it, and literally we would walk by and touch the boob every time.
What did they do with the Crazy Horse butts? The girls that were lined up.
Oh,
Didn't those get moved to Planet Hollywood for like a minute? 'Cause
Yeah.
The show moved there, but I don't know where it is. That's a really good question.
is it
Yeah.
in the Neon Graveyard?
I
I
doubt
don't know.
it.
We need to find out.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should find out.
I remember the first time I ever came to Vegas as a kid. I remember just being like,
Butts.
I mean, but that should still be sitting on the strip somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
And I
sure.
just hate it that those things get forgotten, because I remember coming to Vegas in the 2000s and they would still have the dated as fuck Crazy Horse ad from like 1987 with like the big Motley Crue hair, and it was just so memorable and iconic. And-
Iconic.
Yeah.
I wish wish they would keep little pieces of things like that in Vegas to help it feel old. I know we have to grow with the times, but
totally.
like,
We need the Easter eggs.
yes,
We love an Easter egg.
for us.
Yes.
Do it for us.
our house, we have, I think, like over 50 palm trees in our house. And the previous owner is a big, what's it called?
Landscaper.
Landscape. He has a big landscaping company. And the back left side is all the palm trees are from the riverboat.
The
old
showboat.
Showboat.
Oh, cool.
And then on the right side, it's from the Mirage back in the day, I guess, when they were building their secret garden. They had to remove a ton of
that's so
palm trees.
fun.
Yeah,
I
remember
love that.
when he came over when we first moved in, and he was like giving us a tour of the place. And yeah, I was like, that history. I also love that kind of history. But yeah, it's pretty wild.
I saw a
The other day
dolphin.
was windy, and they were all like bending, and I was like,
Please don't. Yeah, it does get really windy in that area.
yeah.
The winds are crazy.
I know, it's annoying. I was gonna say I did see a dolphin be born at the secret garden of Siegfried and Roy.
God. Wow.
We went for a school field trip. It was like a summer break, and we went, and they were like, and she's pregnant. And literally, while we were watching, she like gave birth to this dolphin, and the water got all bloody, and we were like,
Oh my God.
Yikes.
That's
it was
epic.
it was pretty epic. Like we were
Yeah.
like, holy cow, we just watched the birth of this dolphin.
I wonder where that dolphin is now.
Oh, I don't want to know.
Are the dolphins still there, or did they deport them?
I don't know. I feel like they haven't had any animals there in a long time.
Deport them? Is that a word? Is that
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like where
Mexican
the dolphins
dolphins,
would
get outta
go.
here.
Yeah, because I don't know that they can survive in the wild after they've been raised. in
Yeah,
Right.
probably
captivity,
not.
So I
Maybe
don't
they
know
gave them to,
if
like,
they're still
SeaWorld.
there.
Did you ever see The
SeaWorld?
Cove?
I don't know if I watched the whole thing, but I've seen pieces of it.
You ever see that?
It's
No.
sad.
Oh, we don't have to talk about that.
Yeah.
It's brutal. Yeah, I go back and forth on how I feel about SeaWorld. Actually, like, did you see Black? Yeah.
I
You see
can't
that?
get the scene with the whale penis out of my head. Like, they lingered on that way too long. That's disturbing to me.
Well,
We didn't need to see it as long as we saw it.
yeah, it's a hard one because I feel like, I mean, I have obviously friends in the circus that work at SeaWorld, and they tell a different story. So it's always hard to tell when you have like one foot on each side of the thing, like PETA.
Yeah.
Like, I agree with a lot of that, but then all of a sudden, there's other stories that you're like, wait. But with SeaWorld, like it's the same kind of like the circus where you have all these animals that were born in captivity. Maybe they should have never been born in captivity,
Yeah.
but they were, and now they need a home. Right?
Yeah.
So what do you do with them?
Exactly,
you know?
and so it's kind of it's tricky. Like,
Yeah.
but I do remember watching that Blackfish. Is that what it's called? Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, of course, it like their job is to, pull on your heartstrings, and it works.
It worked.
But did you watch Chimp Crazy?
Yes.
Same thing.
When are you getting Chimp Crazy Lady on the show?
I know. We have to
I'm
figure
so
out if we're
excited
going to
for
do
that.
it or not.
I think her $300 request is so quaint.
I know. It really
number.
is. It is. He's like, I'm kind of offended by the $300 request. If she asked for $3,000, I'd be like, oh, like not that we want to pay that at all, but he's like $300.
Yeah, I'm a little
I
annoyed.
think it's cute.
Yeah, we'll probably do it.
And then have his sister.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if I should do both of them at the same time and have Pam, who was the girl who breastfed the chimp, have her on as well, because they are very different. They come like it might be of interest. They don't know each other.
Oh,
So that might be
that could
interesting.
be a cool moment.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought so too. And Pam is a character.
I
Like
bet.
she's beyond. Like I mean, obviously, if she breastfed a chimp, but she's also like she doesn't hold back. Like she has no censor. She has no filter. She hates the guy that created the show. Like she got duped. Like they were told her she was
Yeah.
making a different story,
That's
and
such
then
a
they
crazy twist.
yeah. And she calls him, what's his name? The Mark,
Something good.
Mark
Eric Good.
Eric Good. She calls him Eric Bad.
Aw.
I was like, good one.
Good one, Pammy. Oh, bless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so would you ever do another show in Vegas?
I think about that because people ask me that all the time.
Live or TV?
Live.
Oh.
Yes and no. Like Peep Show was the most fun thing I've ever done. Like I love that job so much. But the way my schedule is, because I have joint custody with my kids, it's hard to commit to something where I can't be a little bit flexible with the schedule. And the way that show operated, you really had to keep it running to keep it profitable. It wasn't one of those things where it's like, oh, I can pop in. You know, I'm not Adele. I can't just pop in like one weekend here, one weekend there. But also, I think about this all the time. Another crazy thing about having to headline a show in Vegas these days, and locals will understand this, is like, unless you're Adele or something, most shows, most of their ticket sales are day of sales. That's just how the market is. And I think most people know that, but it's become a thing lately where people will go online and they'll like screen grab Ticketmaster and be like, oh, this guy has a show in 2 days and look at all these seats he hasn't sold out. And they have to know that day of sales are most of the sales, but for some reason it's like this big embarrassing thing now.
Wow.
So I don't know if I would want the pressure of having to like sell out a show.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
back then I didn't care. Like I wasn't even aware of what that was. I just
Yeah.
wanted the show to be a hit and do well.
Yeah.
But now I feel like there's so much more scrutiny.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, like if there was a show that was kind of like Peep Show, if it was that quality, I mean,
Yeah.
of course I'd love to do something like that. But it's easier said than done just with my schedule and the way it is. It's not something I could really like initiate myself.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. I wish Jerry would come back and do a show that we could all be in together.
I know. Last time somebody asked me, he was like, if somebody wants to give me $30 million, I would love to do a show. So that's the number. So if anybody wants to spend $30 million on a show.
We're just putting it out there.
Whose idea was Peep Show? Was that your idea or is it?
No, I came in after it 3 months after it opened.
Oh.
It was Jerry Mitchell started to do this thing in the early 80s called Broadway Bears, because this is back at the
right.
height of the AIDS epidemic. All his friends were dying, and he was at this bar, and he did like a strip show where he made all this money that he raised for I don't know if it was for Equity Fights AIDS at the time. I don't know if that existed then, but it was for AIDS charities. So he started doing Broadway Bears every year, and one year they did Broadway Bears every year. It has a theme, and one year the theme was fairy tales and nursery rhymes and stuff. So they would do like a sexy take on like a nursery rhyme. And then he started to develop this, we could do this as a show in Vegas, and then Robert Earl wanted it for Planet Hollywood.
Robert Earl.
Yeah, he was so funny.
Earl of
And-
Sandwich.
yeah. So it opened, I think, at the end of March in 2009, and the original idea was they were going to switch headliners every 3 months. So it opened with a soap opera star and Mel B from the Spice Girls, and it wasn't doing well, and I was the one set to come in for the next 3 months, and I was only contracted for 3 months because they didn't know how it was going to do, and they were committed to this idea of every 3 months somebody different. So when I started, they were already signing Aubrey O'Day from Danity Kane for the next 3 months. But when I got in it, the show did so well, they decided, I know because we're going to get to that.
Oh, man. Here we go.
The show decided to keep me on, and I wanted to stay permanently. I was like, this is my life. I love it. We're doing this, and we're going to do a show about this show, and blah, blah, blah. So they kept me on, but they were like, hey, so this is the thing. We already signed Aubrey for these next 3 months. So you can either take 3 months off or you can stay and co-headline. And I was either going to leave and do Celebrity Apprentice or stay and do that. I decided to stay, and I'm glad I did because I don't think I would have a show to come back to if I would have left for those 3 months.
I did not know that. Celebrity Apprentice, imagine.
Yeah.
You'd just be on there with Donald Trump.
Bad at it, though, because I've talked to people who have done it, and it's all about like who you know and all your contacts in New York.
Oh,
and
right.
I don't fucking know anybody in New York. I would have been terrible at that show. But I was young and, thought I was this up-and-coming businesswoman, and I wanted to show that side on Celebrity Apprentice. So.
Well, you've shown it. You are a businesswoman. Okay, so let's go back. Let's rewind.
Yeah.
Should I take a break so you guys can get into it?
No. Okay, so who was the original Peep Diva when you came?
When I came, it was Shoshana Bean.
That's
who's
right.
a Broadway star.
Yes.
And for those who don't know, she was only the second Elphaba in Wicked.
Yes.
Yeah, so she was amazing and just the
second.
nicest person.
After Adina.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Oh, she is such a talent.
Yeah.
She was so sweet, too.
I just loved everybody in that cast so
I
much.
know. That cast was good.
I know. And they were all so talented, and I'm not a traditionally talented person on any level. I'm good at promoting shit. My talent is selling tickets. But
I don't think that's true.
thanks.
No, I don't think that's true at all.
But I'm not a singer or a dancer, but they all took me in, and I think we just bonded over work ethic.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's what it was. Like
You
they
sang
saw,
in the show, though, right?
eventually, but
Yeah.
I took like a lot of singing lessons, and they like kind of retooled that number for me, so it was suited to my voice.
Was it scary?
100%. I got a nosebleed after I auditioned for
Wait,
Jerry.
I did not know. Just for
Yeah.
Jerry?
It was Jerry and Nick. I had to show them because I'd been rehearsing for that Goldilocks number. So
Yeah.
I came on and did it. And at the end was like getting a nosebleed.
Oh my
so I had to run off
God.
stage 'cause I was so terrified.
It's stressful. Singing is a different beast than dancing.
It is,
yeah.
especially since, breath work is so much a part of it. And you have to lug around that heavy-ass giant, it's like a giant teddy bear. They had to take like half the stuffing out for me because I just didn't have the stamina.
It's so
So
heavy.
there's that, and then there's also the thing where there were runways in that show, and the middle runway, you hit your hardest note when you're out in the middle of the runway, and the acoustics are such that you can't hear it.
Oh, shit.
And it was not a problem for everybody else who's a professional singer and
Right.
knows what they're doing. Like Sophia can go do it and kill it. But for me, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I sound like.
Yeah.
This is the hardest note of the song.
Terrifying.
So it was an adventure, but I'm grateful that he let me do it. It
Yeah,
was so
for
much
sure.
fun.
And you were great at it, too. Like,
Thanks.
I feel like obviously you were nervous, but like, that
Well,
didn't
I feel
show.
like the character was cute enough, and
So
there were
cute.
enough like funny little moments that I could finesse it, so that
Yeah.
even though I wasn't like the best singer in the
Yeah,
world,
it
it
was
was still like
fun.
a cute number.
No,
It
it
was
was
really
definitely
cute.
fun. Maybe that's why that girl accused you of doing cocaine because of your nosebleed. Maybe that's where that
Right.
came
Yeah.
from.
So going back to Aubrey, yeah, I was on a group chat when Perez Hilton first came to town, and he was like, "Oh, Aubrey came on my podcast and was talking shit about you and Josh," and sent the video, and I'm like, I'm not gonna watch that because I'm just gonna get pissed off. Like, I
Yeah.
don't need this in my day. But apparently, she was like accusing everybody of bullying her backstage and doing coke backstage, and I was an alleged mean girl. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Maybe that's your perspective, but let's back this up.
Yeah.
As far as I know, nobody was doing coke backstage, but even if somebody was, like, who the fuck cares? As long as you're not pushing it on somebody else or sliding into somebody's drink, like, who cares? Like, we're
Yeah.
all adults here.
Yeah.
I've never done coke in my life.
Same.
I'm not trying to be holier than thou, but I just haven't.
Yeah.
Like, you guys know that.
Stop.
And I don't know what that trying to throw us under the
Yeah,
bus
and
for
it's such-
coke was all about.
It's such a random thing to be like, well, they were doing cocaine in the back. Like, also, I was telling Josh, I'm like, who gives a shit? Like, this is
know.
Vegas. This is
Yeah.
Las Vegas. Who cares? Like,
Yeah.
that's
The
what you
gaming
went
commission
with.
might not love it, but I don't think anybody was doing it.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't. And then she was saying that she was being bullied, and somebody put crushed up candy canes in her quick change boots, which I don't know. Maybe that happened.
What the fuck?
I don't know. Maybe it happened. It wasn't me. But on one hand, I'm like, no way, because like. I loved everybody in that show. I thought everybody was a professional. Everybody was
Yeah.
great. So it surprises me. But on the other hand, I'm not really surprised because I know nobody liked her backstage. I
Yeah.
don't want to say nobody because I don't want to speak for everybody, but a lot of people didn't because her work ethic was very different and she was
Yeah.
coming from a very different place from everybody else in the show because Peep Show opened at a time when the economy was shit in Vegas. It was the absolute worst time you could open a show. But everybody in the show wants it to work. They want this to be their full-time job. They want to stay employed. So when we got it to a place when it was doing well, everybody was happy. And then Aubrey comes in and everybody was excited to meet her. They know her from Making the Band.
Yeah.
But it gets to the point where it's her opening night and she's calling out. She's supposedly sick, but she's posting these videos online that show she's not sick or doesn't appear to be. And I feel like I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, and I feel like where she might have been coming from was this was 2009, and this was like the height of like the tabloid reality star era. So when you're trying to be like in the tabloids and in the gossip blogs all the time, and you're a reality show star like she was, that's a valid way of getting attention and marketing yourself. I mean, that's how the Kardashians came up. Like they were in every tabloid every week and every gossip blog. Like they've lasted for 15 years because they're good at making people talk about them. So I don't want to attack her methods. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt and thinking that she was calculating a method to hopefully get publicity and make it work. But it just didn't work for that show. It wasn't what worked for a Vegas show, and nobody appreciated her calling out on opening night, and just nobody respected that because we're working with people who are all lifelong performers. They're so hardcore, and they want somebody who takes the show seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
So that kind of soured everything, and there were some other personal issues with people that I won't get into, but...
Wait, I did not know about the candy canes in the
how
boots.
much candy cane did you put on her shoes?
I don't know. That's what she said to Perez.
I did
So she
like security footage of Holly just being like crumbling and like black and white footage.
I don't even know where Quick Change boots were.
What, like, that's such a
right.
the cocaine thing, and that, like, what a wild like thing to.
I mean, but there were things that she did that we were all just kind of like, "Bleh." Like the valet people hated her.
Yeah, it just wasn't a good fit.
Yeah.
I don't think it was, in my opinion, like I don't want to say because people call out my experiences all the time just because they weren't in the bedroom with me. You know?
Right.
I don't want to say like she was in a complete other dressing room. Maybe she was experiencing completely different things. I don't know. But from my perspective, it was just she was on a completely different page from everybody else. Everybody was excited to welcome her and meet her in the beginning, but then it wasn't really a fit. And everybody's like, okay, when are these 3 months over?
Yeah.
Like that was the vibe I noticed backstage. And I remember like when she came to her first rehearsal, like we brought her like a tray of desserts from Simon Brunch. Like we all wanted to be really welcoming and stuff. And like we came to her premiere party and wanted to be supportive and everything. But then, you know, we just weren't a fit. Like I remember there was one time she came to my dressing room and we were talking and she seemed really nice, but it just didn't seem like a fit. And then there was another thing that happened too where this was October, November, and December of 2009. So this was when we were filming the pilot for Holly's World. It was going to air in December, and they were going to decide if they were going to give me a spin-off show based on how that performed. And we were filming a lot of backstage stuff for Peep Show. Josh was one of the characters. He's the star of the show. So then when Aubrey comes in, she then decides she wants to do a show about her life in Vegas and being in this show, which is like carbon copy of what I was doing. And the show didn't let her film backstage because they're like, well, we already, you know, had Holly doing this and are invested in this show. So maybe there's resentment from that. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like if you come into a place with like thinking that you're on a pedestal, that is where you go wrong. Like you can't just be like, I'm God's gift to this show. And I feel like that's kind of what she did. Like she came in thinking she was better than everybody else. And then people were just like, wait, what?
Right. Like she's super talented in ways I will never be.
I don't even remember.
But you still have to be like the work. I mean, she's a singer and a dancer and I'm not. But you still like you have to have the work ethic.
Yeah.
And there were other things going on in rehearsal too. Like remember I did the entrance from the silk.
Yeah.
At one point, Jerry told me, oh, we have to cut that because it blocks Aubrey. And I don't know if that was coming from Jerry or if it was an Aubrey request.
That
and I
sounds
said,
like an Aubrey request.
Absolutely not.
It sounds like an Aubrey request.
Yeah, I said absolutely not. I love that intro more than anything in the show. I don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
You know, and they wanted
so
to keep me in the
cute.
show, so they kept it. And there were other things too, like she wanted to do the Bo Peep part in pink where I dumped the paint on timber.
Oh, yeah.
She just wanted to take all these parts. So they ended up giving her the Goldilocks role, I think, to like placate.
Was Peep Diva not supposed to have the Goldilocks role? Mm-mm. Oh, it was like its own character, like Pony.
Remember
and
Katie Weber was
that's
the first
right.
Goldie.
Yes, and then Sophia was not Peep Diva, but she would do Goldie. Yeah. Okay, got it. Because in my mind, I remember her doing Goldie and being like also Peep Diva, which like
I think they gave her that because she wanted to take all these other things that I didn't want to give up.
Yeah.
That's just, I don't know that for a fact. That's just my assumption.
I mean, she got Brick House though, right?
Brick House was always a Peep Diva part.
Yeah, it's so good.
What is she doing now?
Who cares?
I don't really
just
know.
kidding.
I've been seeing her a lot on podcasts because of the Diddy thing.
Oh,
but I
yeah.
don't really know what. I don't really keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish her the best. Like, I'm not
Yeah,
hating,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm setting the record straight because she did go on Prez and say that. And maybe that's her perspective, but my perspective is quite different.
Yeah. No, for sure.
It's weird. She just was on Perez's podcast not too long ago.
It wasn't super recent. Maybe it was a year and a half ago. I remember
still,
Perez
That feels
sent
pretty-
me that video when he moved to town. So
So it was pretty new.
yeah, it
Yeah.
kind of came out of left field.
Compared to like when Peep Show was. Like
What?
Yeah.
Over 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, and because I was going to say, like maybe back then, who knows? Like the older I get, which is pretty old, the more I give people benefit of the doubt of like, who knows what their life was, what they
Yeah.
went through, what makes them do or act. Because I certainly have done shitty things in my past that I cringe about or I regret, or how I acted at shows because I was insecure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know. I don't even know what she looks like. Is she really pretty?
She's pretty.
But she's not really pretty. She's not like Holly pretty.
No, nobody's like
You guys
exactly.
are
really pretty.
too nice.
But no, my point though is
No,
that
it's
like
true.
having her, I don't even know why I'm sort of defending her, but like coming into a show where she has to like perform next to you. I've seen it happen all the time in the circus where like circus girls get really mean because they know the other circus girl is gorgeous. You know what I mean? And you're just like, it's tragic to watch because you're kind of like self-imploding your career by acting that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also like, you know, who knows?
I don't know. I feel like, yes, I can see like you want to, like you guys said, give people the benefit of the doubt of like, okay, she acted a certain way because she was insecure. But like, it doesn't take much to just be fucking nice. Just be nice to people, like in general. Just be a good
Sometimes it's
person.
hard for people.
Yeah, she wasn't ever mean to me in the moment.
Oh, that's
It was
good.
just, you know, there were the other things going on where it got to the point, and I was super busy with my things.
Yeah.
So and she had her own little friends that she brought along with her, and I had my friend group, so we weren't really like hanging out after school, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, but I do, you know, to back what you were saying, like it must have been a bummer too because she thought she was signing on as the star of the show for 3 months, and then they're like, "Now you're going to headline with this other girl." So that must have been a bummer. That sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah. And you make the best of it.
Yeah.
What was she? What was her thing before that? She was in a
Danity
TV show?
King. Yeah, it was like Diddy's reality show, Making the Band.
Oh, okay. But that's all she did.
I think so.
Was she like a big star of that
Well,
show?
they made a band out of it, and they had like a couple really big hit songs and like a platinum album. So people knew who she was and were excited to meet her. But I also think she wasn't a good fit for the show because her fans were an MTV audience, so they were probably too young to actually buy a ticket to Peep Show. Like,
Yeah.
Girls Next Door had young fans too, but we also had older fans. It was a show that, oddly enough, whole families would watch
Yeah.
together. So we had
Yeah.
all the age demos.
Yeah.
So I think really like her fans were too young to even buy tickets, so it didn't really cause like an uptick in ticket sales to have her there. So
Yeah.
Man, so Perez reached out to you and gave you that info? Like he was just trying to
Stir in
start
the
shit?
pot.
and you know, we're talking about it being very out of pocket. Like, why is she talking about this so many years later? But I think the reason it came up on his podcast is because one of the reasons Aubrey had as her excuse for calling out that first night, which this isn't an excuse to call out on a show, but she said it was because Perez was body shaming her online.
What?
Yeah, because somebody leaked photos of us from Peep Show online, and Perez was posting it and saying that Aubrey looked big or something like that. And he had like a nickname for her at the time. So he was saying that her promo photos were way too retouched, and she using Mariah Carey's retoucher and stuff like that. So they were going back and forth, but that shouldn't affect your work ethic in a show you're being paid to be in, and it's a job that hundreds of other people depend on. Like,
Yeah.
let's get into the real world for a minute.
Yeah.
you know?
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And like all the more reason to come out and prove that like
Exactly.
yeah, crazy. What a little shit stirrer, huh? He came on here like he loved her.
Yeah.
Maybe he does now. but-
Yeah. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Crazy.
I wish we could all do a show again together.
Oh, that would be so fun.
I want it so bad.
Oof.
Why oof?
I'm thinking about me. Like every time I think about the other day, my back is really bad, and every time I think about performing, I miss it. But I'm also like, ugh, It sounds so painful.
Oh,
to do
not
anything.
me. It doesn't sound painful. I'm like, I miss dancing. I miss like I miss the sound of the applause. I miss like dressing room banter and playing games. Did you guys ever play the game with the mole on stage?
No, okay, that would have never happened in our show because I get the giggles like a motherfucker, and that was learned pretty early on. So I don't think anybody really wanted to like fuck with that. Like they might have been doing it without me, but
That's
explain
so
the
funny.
game to those who don't know.
Okay, so like you would draw a mole on your face and like one person would have the mole. And if you made eye contact with that person, you die. So then you have to, it was like some kind of game like that, but I don't even really remember I wish I had your memory. But that's pretty much what it was. Is like there's one like quote unquote killer.
Like an assassin.
Like an assassin. And then they are killing people through the thing. And as you get killed, you have to join.
People paying top dollar to come see you guys on stage.
And we're
this is what
playing
you're fucking
games.
doing.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun little things. Oh, it was so fun.
Yeah, I wish some like low pressure, easy way to do a show would like if Dita had her show full time and needed a fill in.
Yeah, that'd be so great
wonderful.
for you. You'd be good at that.
That'd be so fun.
I haven't seen her
Peep
show.
Show was so good, and I'm kind of like surprised it's not still here because it's such a show that for a little bit could go on forever. Like it's fairy
Yeah.
tales, like it's the classic kind of thing.
The production value was next level.
Yeah, everything about it,
It was
fun.
special.
It was
feel
really
privileged
special.
to have been a part of kind of the last show of that type to ever really open here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now everything's just like Cirque and Spiegel.
Or big headliners, yeah.
Yeah.
Or really, really budget stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird. It is weird here now, but evolution, right?
Yeah, just different.
Yeah, yeah. It was weird. It was when I came here. It was when the nightclubs were all like a thing. And
Oh, the
I
DJ
remember-
era?
Yeah, it was wild. I remember because when we were doing a lot of like red carpet stuff, and we weren't used to doing that stuff. We were just so like, yikes! It was crazy.
It was such a fun time.
It was the best time.
Even like the local drama was so fun back then with all like the reporters and stuff. And then that went away for a while. And I would always kind of comment how like I kind of missed like the excitement of that era. But I feel like it's back now with like the Vegas influencers. And I do love how bring Perez back into it again. I love how he'll post like Vegas Polly C or he'll post like the Vegas Starfish. And it's fun to watch. Like it's so entertaining.
Yeah. I feel like he definitely came and like people were riled up when he got here. Like before he even got here, they were like intimidated by him being here and scared to lose their jobs over being here, him being here. One person specifically. But then I feel like I was really hoping that him being here was gonna take out some of the old. I know that sounds horrible, but like,
Well, I feel like the olds has kind of taken themselves out. Like when you think about the people who used to be the columnists back when I first came to town, it's like a lot of those people are just gone or retired.
yeah,
or it's
sadly,
not-
like R.I.P. Robin
I miss
Leach.
Robin Leach.
Me
Oh,
too.
right.
I love him.
Me
He's so
too.
funny.
He was funny, and Norm Clark was always so sweet.
Yeah.
But then
Oh, I forgot about him. Did he die?
I don't think
No,
so.
he's still around.
Oh.
He's just older.
That was the eye
retired.
patch guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he was so cool.
Yeah.
And then, there's others that still just like people are kissing their ass still.
That's what I love about this town, though. It's just so unique. Like, it's such an interesting little,
The delusion that
microcosm.
runs through this town is like,
I love delusion. I thrive. The only reason I've been successful at anything is pure delusion.
no way.
No. You got to have the audacity.
And I'm glad you do.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You're single now, yeah? Is that true? Are we allowed to say that?
I'm confused. Yeah. I feel like I probably won't ever talk about a relationship publicly again unless I'm engaged.
Yeah.
Because it's so confusing when you're in a relationship. How public do you take it? And then sometimes that other person will act like you don't exist publicly. And that's really confusing. And
Yeah.
it's like, what is this?
Yeah, that must be hard. Like, I've never had to deal with like us, like a person at your stature of like, where's the line of like sharing and not sharing? And like, that must be so confusing.
Yeah.
I'm also like, I don't know how you have time to be in a relationship. You seem so fucking busy. Like your social media, I'm like, how does she have time to do a photo shoot on top of everything that she's doing? Like,
My
it's
head's
crazy.
spinning. I always fill my plate so full. Like ever since college, like I was always like burning the candle at both ends and trying to do way too much. And I don't want to sound like I'm complaining about anything because I love everything I do, and all the moving parts in my life are things that I want and chose and love. But it's getting to the point where I do have to start delegating or streamlining some things, because even thinking about what I have planned for this week, if I think about it too much, other than just trying to be prepared for everything, my head will start spinning and I'll start getting scared. Like, well, if I'm late for one thing or something goes wrong, then everything's going to domino.
Yeah.
So it is kind of crazy, but
Well,
Yeah.
gosh, thanks for taking time out of your
this
schedule
is
for this.
exciting. Like, obviously, I want to do this because I love you, but also because I knew it would be a good convo and that we would end up talking about things that just don't get talked about anywhere else. So
What else could we talk about that doesn't get talked about? I feel like we need to this is it.
I know.
The time is now.
It's well, I was thinking about that too. I was like, growing up in the circus, people are always like, how do you go to school? Or what's it like growing up in the circus? And I'm like, ugh. It's like asking you about Playboy Mansion. I'm sure you're like,
You don't know
ugh.
where to start, right?
Yeah.
Like, I hate it when people are like, what was it like at the
Yeah.
Playboy Mansion? I'm like, okay, what part?
Yeah.
There's a
Exactly.
million different areas I could go down.
Yeah, that's a loaded question.
But also, like, you must be so tired of it. So you're like, ugh, I don't want to talk to you about something that you're so tired of talking about. I guess going back to like being in a relationship, do you think it's hard for the other person because you're such a workaholic to be in a relationship with you?
That's a really good question, because I definitely need a guy who's super supportive of everything I want to do and like excited about it. And I feel like a lot of long-term relationships in my life have been people who just don't want me to work and like want me in a corner. And it's like, that's just
Because
not
they're
me.
successful and they have their own thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a part of it. There was a recent relationship where I feel like he just didn't want me around that much, so it was convenient for him, kind of a thing. So it's definitely a hard balance to strike, for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like one day I'm going to meet somebody who I'm really excited about what they're doing.
You have a grin right now.
Oh, Jesus.
Where like I'm really excited about what they do, and they're really excited about what I do, and it just like comes, and we both need our own space, and it just comes.
What?
I don't know.
Who is this person?
I don't even know.
Tell me.
No, I dead ass don't know.
What?
Maybe it's just my fantasy mind.
The delusion.
Yeah.
No, it's real.
Who is your celebrity crush?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I don't have one really.
Come on.
She dates the people she has crushes on.
Well, that's what I
do,
was going to
yeah.
say. Like,
100%.
if I don't know, Johnny Depp, right? Like, you would just be like, call Johnny Depp and be like, hey, you want to go to date?
I don't know. I mean, I really don't have a celebrity crush. Like, I think Pedro Pascal is cute, but also supposedly he's gay. So
What?
Oh, we're breaking news.
no, I'm not trying to out him or anything, but I think it's kind of like known but not known.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Me neither.
Oh, there's a
Good
whole.
for him, amazing.
Yeah,
Sure.
good for him. No, for sure.
Yeah.
But crushed my dreams.
Hey, easy.
Sorry. There's a
Good Lord.
bathroom. Have you been to Cantina Tequila
No.
in Henderson? The whole bathroom is Pedro Pascal.
In the
Stop.
ladies'
That's
bathroom.
In the girls' bathroom.
The other one is Charo. The men's bathroom.
I think I just really want to hold the Baby Yoda robot. though.
Yeah. Your Baby Yoda voice lives rent free in my head.
Have you ever seen the picture of George Lucas holding the Baby Yoda robot?
Wait, I don't think I have.
Yeah, that kicks
Yes.
my ovaries into full gear.
But wait, I want to hear your Baby Yoda voice. That's not his name, by the way. His name is Grogu.
What? He's Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda.
Come on, let's hear it.
Well, he doesn't really have a voice. He just makes baby noises, but I always say like, that's what he should sound like.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Wait, where are we with Baby Yoda?
I don't
It's
know.
like season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, where is he?
I didn't finish the last season.
He went
I'm
with
not
the
caught up
Jedi, right? To like, oh God, I'm so not caught up either.
Yeah, he got dropped off for Jedi training.
Yeah. And then,
He's so cute.
yeah, I remember he was hopping around, right? Like,
Hopping.
I'm not caught up, though. I'm not current.
Yeah, I'm not either. I didn't even watch. I don't think I watched any of the most recent season. You and Gab watched it without us.
no, we've fallen off. Yeah, we don't watch those anymore either. It's so sad. I used to love watching them.
They are
all.
good.
Yeah.
Speaking of watching, are you watching anything good right now?
The last kick I was on was the whole Menendez brothers like
Yeah.
monsters thing, the documentary, and then I saw ID just put out a documentary that I want to watch. So
Who did?
ID.
What's that?
Oh, it's the network I work for.
What?
Investigation Discovery.
How
That's
did
what
I
my
not
shows
know
are on.
that?
Yeah. Well, it's confusing because my shows are also like streaming on Max, but they
I
come
think
out
that.
on ID.
Yeah, ID.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, I have to watch that now.
Yeah.
Not your show, I mean the documentary.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. I just saw it was announced, so I want to watch it. And they're supposed to be getting like resentenced soon.
I know. I think there's supposed to be an announcement by the end of the week.
Yeah.
And then one of their wives lives here. So maybe we'll get a run in.
There was I saw Perez reposted that like Eric Menendez would move here.
What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like they've served their time. Like, obviously, I don't take murder lightly under any circumstances, but they've been in there for 30 years of their youth. And considering what was going on leading up to the murders, I personally feel like they've served their time.
Agreed.
I was watching the press conference yesterday, and I was like, it's got to be such a crazy, stressful thing to make that decision, because what if you're wrong? You know, like, I mean, and also, like, they, right, in cold blood murdered their parents with shotguns, and the idea of, I don't know, like that's such a scary thing to me. Like I've been reading comments too, like trying to see what the consensus is on how people feel, because I go back and forth same way. Like, but the guy said yesterday, which I felt was like, if something like that's happening, you don't murder them, right? You go to the police, which they never did. They never were like, hey, we need to stop this. We need to stop this from happening. Their first thing was to go to murdering them with shotguns, which is weird. And the thing for me, I'm like, being a parent too, I'm always being worried about everything, is like, it sets a weird precedence too of like, I don't know, like for me growing up, if you killed somebody, you'd go to jail for the rest of your life, or you'd get put to the death penalty, which is scary, which is something that you're like, okay, well, don't do that.
Yeah.
But now if you're going to be like, hey, just kidding, you guys don't have to be that, like, what is that to people who are crazy or psychopaths? Does that,
right, that's a good point.
Does that all of a sudden be like, well, no, maybe we can take a little bit of a risk on killing somebody because look at what happened with those guys? I don't know. It just freaks me out a little bit. And don't get me wrong, too. I feel for them, too. I feel like they've been there forever, and maybe they have been rehabilitated. But the idea of so many things kind of freaked me out. I don't know. I was watching it yesterday, and I was feeling some stress about like, man, what if they come out and freak out and murder their wife? You know, who knows? Like,
time will tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they've been really model citizens in prison.
Yeah.
Right.
And just the age difference now, like how old were they? Like 22?
Yeah,
or
babies.
something?
Yeah, and the guy said yesterday, which also kind of struck a chord in their favor, is this whole time, 30 years, they thought they were going to be in prison for the rest of their life.
Right.
So they could have just been like, fuck the world, but they didn't do that. They actually were model citizens, and they were
Created
helping other people.
programs,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which it does say a lot about them, about
Yeah.
being like, we're going to use our time here to help people, even though, And so I think that's kind of cool, and I guess it's scary though.
I think Lyle's like covered in tattoos now.
Really?
Oh, really?
From what I thought I saw, he's like covered, like neck down,
Oh, wow.
Yikes.
bald, just like covered in tattoos.
Wow.
Like, wow.
There was a
for
time
you.
when that would not have helped his case of getting out, but now I feel like now
Tattoos
you're
are
normal.
cool. Yeah.
I binge watched yesterday the what was it? The Zodiac documentary. Did you see that?
Which one? I've seen a Zodiac documentary along the way, but I'm
It's
not
a new
sure if
one.
I
It's-
haven't seen the new one. Yeah,
The Zodiac. This is the Zodiac speaking. It's called. I think it just came out.
that sounds eerie.
It was good.
They interview the kids that guy, the school teacher, used to take care of. So they're all interviewed.
Oh, wow.
And it's real. I never knew. I mean, I guess I never really watched it except for the movie with.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. I never really knew much about it, but watching this, I was like, holy shit, they knew who it was.
Yeah, crazy.
And it wasn't really even allegedly either. And so what this does, those kids, he was taking them on these trips and murdering people. Like one time he got back in the car and he had blood on him. But they
That's
never knew.
insane.
They were just like, I was like, what is that blood? And he was like, oh, that's nothing. So I was like,
Whoa.
holy shit.
And
Yeah,
then he gave one of his girlfriend's kids the knife that he was.
Ew.
Yeah, super creepy.
Yikes.
And they do like a DNA thing on it, which I'm always like, how true is that?
Yeah,
Is this just good TV?
could be. Well, on the topic of good TV and murder stories, your new show, you're filming right now for your new show.
Yeah. We're on season 3 of the Playboy Murders and season 2 of Lethally Blonde.
It's
and
so awesome.
We were just filming yesterday, and I love it. We have some crazy cases coming up.
Yeah.
What does that mean, the Playboy? There was people that were murdered.
People in the
Playboy
Playboy
Mansion?
community, whether they were bunnies or playmates, whether they were the victim or the perpetrator or had something else to do with the story, it's all stories of these people. And because Playboy was such a huge company and so many people worked for it,
Yeah.
we have 3 seasons worth of stories, which is
Cool.
kind of crazy.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Is
wild.
there like I don't know, did Playboy ever, I don't know if you are you allowed to even say that? Did they ever like cover shit up and stuff like that? Or
Not that I know of. I mean, there are things in Secrets of Playboy that aren't murder that have allegedly been covered up, different assault cases and things like that. Some of the cases we cover are cases that like Playboy the company or Hef wouldn't really know anything about because it might be a bunny way across the country or
Yeah.
working at a club way across the country or something like that. But
And like something tragic happened to her, but not necessarily just she happens to be a playmate
Yeah.
type thing. Yeah, crazy.
so the Playboy Mansion is now owned by someone private, is that right?
yeah, a guy named Darren Metropolis, his family owns a company that like flips other companies. So they'll buy like when Hostess was bankrupt, they'll buy that and like flip it and make it profitable again.
Oh, so they're not like trying to restore it or keep it, not restore it, but like
He's doing renovations on it. It's been going on for like
Years.
5 years or longer. Yeah. So he posted a picture recently of the master bedroom and it looked really nice. It looked like he kept a lot of the integrity of the room, but like did a few improvements here and there.
That's cool.
That
Yeah,
is
it
cool.
looked really nice.
How do you feel about that like whole
I'm not sentimental about it the way some people are. There's some people who are just like horrified and don't think anything should be touched and they think it should be like Graceland.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably easy to guess that I don't really feel that way, but I do, respect the history of it. And I think that's a gorgeous property. And I think most of it should be preserved. So
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Like what is the plan? Like Airbnb it or some shit? Oh, did you see that the Beetlejuice house is you can Airbnb it now?
No, that's cool.
Like fucking crazy.
That's really cool.
Yeah. But like what are they? They're gonna just try to sell it to somebody else. So they're just gonna try to like.
No, I mean, he might live there. He bought the house. Originally, he bought the house next door that Hef's ex-wife used to live in. And he was trying to buy the mansion for years and years until they finally sold it to him. So I don't know if he's going to live there. There was some talk about him turning it into a place where you could do like corporate parties or something like that. But I don't know if zoning even allows that or if he'd be successful at that. So I don't know. He might just want to live there.
Wow.
Yeah.
What year did Hef move in there?
71.
71. And before that, he was in Chicago. That's where the
Yeah.
mansion was. You know what I thought of last night, too? Because I was trying to just like, I don't know if it was his I want to say it was his 50th birthday that he did in Chicago. Hef had a birthday. And it was at the nightclub that I used to like do circus stuff at. And like we produced stuff for private parties. But I think it was his 50th birthday. We did these gold statues.
You were alive back then?
Yeah, I don't think it was
Were
his
you a little
50th.
kid?
No, maybe it was his 50th. No, I was like 22, so I'm pretty old. That was like 30 years ago.
No,
How old was
but
he?
I mean, he was really old.
I
when
mean,
he
it must have been
passed.
like, it was one of his big birthdays, or maybe it was 60, but no, he wasn't that old.
I don't
How
even
old was he
know.
when he died? He was in his 80s.
91 or something.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So then it was, but it was definitely his birthday. For some reason in my head, it was like a milestone, but it was a big party. It would have been like 1999 or 1999, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right before, how old would he have been in 2000?
Like early 70s.
Maybe
Yeah.
it was
So maybe it was
70.
the 70th.
Crazy, yeah. But yeah, we have video footage of it somewhere. And
That's
I
cool.
Totally forgot about it. I'm the opposite of you. The worst memory.
Yeah, mine's getting worse and worse too.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Rely on friends that have good memories.
In your books, because now, like, I was reading some of just like excerpts from it, and I was like, ooh, this sounds fun. Like, in the books, do you talk about like celebrities that were there? Because that's kind of always interesting to know who used to pass through there, right?
Yeah.
And like, do you talk about like who the good guests were and who the shitty ones were and like that stuff like that? Like,
I know I name drop a few people in the books. I don't remember how much I get into it because I was never really hanging out with these celebrities a lot. I would just kind of like meet them in passing. But we do end up talking about it, whether it's on the podcast or, I'm trying to think who was like the worst guest or like, you know what we talked about on the podcast that's like coming out this week is we talked about how like anytime we would cross paths with Pamela Anderson, and it wouldn't always be like this, like it would change later on, but anytime we would see her like at a party or at the mansion or at a club or something, she'd come up and be like all excited to see Hef, and there'd be all these girls around him, and it was like we weren't even there, like ghosts in the room.
Okay, wait a minute.
Did you have the same
I
experience?
had the same experience with her. She came to Absinthe and literally paid no attention to me. I tried to take a picture with her in the throne, and she's literally in the corner back to me like this. And I'm like sitting there like...
She was very nice to me.
It's interesting because, and I'm not trying to like paint her as a bad person or anything, because I always wondered at the time, like, what is that about?
Yeah,
like,
weird.
At first I thought, oh, she must be good friends with Hef's ex-wife since she was a playmate in the 90s, and maybe she like hates the fact that Hef has girlfriends. And looking back, I don't think that's what it was. That was just like my immature early 20s brain.
I probably would have
thinking
thought that
that's
too.
what it was. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe it's just because she got to such a crazy level of fame that she doesn't feel comfortable around people. Like maybe she thinks everybody wants something from her, so she tries to speak to as few people as possible. I don't know. But it was very weird. And it got to the point at the end where she would like kind of acknowledge me. Maybe it just took that long of me being with Hef for her to think, oh, okay, she must be like, okay.
Like she's safe.
I don't know. But it was like
weird.
the strangest thing because, and don't get me wrong, like I'm not expecting her to like sit down and like be my best friend or like want to know everything, nothing like that. But it's just like, usually when people would come say hi to Hef, they'd at least like be like, oh, hey, hi, like when they're walking by or just acknowledge that there's humans there.
Yeah.
But for her, it was like we were invisible.
How strange.
And consistently every time it was just weird.
Yeah, that is really weird. And
That
it's
is
weird
weird.
that I also kind of had that experience. My photo, I don't even think I posted that photo because I remember being like, that was so weird. I thought she was going to be like cooler.
Yeah, you would think that you'd be like, oh, I'm a hot girl, you're a hot girl, let's be friends. But I wonder if it's also she was molded into like competitive mode of like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Did you watch her documentary?
Yeah.
It was really good. Was it that documentary where they showed her going to the mansion and she showed up just naked?
I don't remember
wasn't
if they
it you guys
showed it
around
the
it?
documentary, but there was a naked moment on Girls Next Door because we were in Vegas and we were in the suite and she came out and we didn't even know she was there and she came out naked with like a cake for Hef.
Right. What was it?
Yeah.
So it wasn't her documentary? That's because I remember it, and I remember you guys, I think it was you guys standing around with your clothes on being like, it felt so awkward to watch. Like secondhand embarrassment was real. I was like, and she was just bouncing around and I just felt like maybe no one told her to do it. She just did it on her own. But it was very awkward.
Yeah, and that was actually the first moment, like, she was nice to me. She came over and, like, gave me a hug and was like, I feel like, oh, hey. So that was the first time she, like, saw that we were there, I guess. But
So weird.
Yeah, it was just an odd behavior.
Yeah, that's really strange.
Yeah, but I was scared to drop that story on the podcast, too, because I feel like it'll get a lot of hate because people just love her so much.
Yeah.
And they
Now
feel
especially
like,
even more.
Yeah, and when you tell a story like that, and it's not even, like, a big deal or beef or, like, I care. And I look at it more now. Like, the way I look at it now is, like, if I meet somebody and they're kind of rude, I'm like, oh, they're just having a bad day, or maybe they're just insecure in general, or something else is going on. But, you know, when you're younger, you take it differently.
Yeah.
Like, wait, is she a bitch, or does she hate me, or does she have a problem with me? You know what I mean? So that was more how I, like, took it at the time. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
And now I look at it differently, but people do want to know, like, who were the people who weren't as nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
And it's not that she was mean, but she just, like, it was just weird. It was just
Yeah.
like she didn't see anybody else. It was just like Hef exists and nobody else.
Strange.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen people do that, and it's really weird. And then you're like, do I do that? You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah, I
sometimes-
second guess too, because there will be a million people who want to come forward and be like, "You're a stuck-up bitch. You can't even talk." And maybe I am, but I don't know. It was just weird.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to remember. Also, when we first met, because I feel like we would run into each other at the nightclubs on like openings and stuff like that, and you were always very super quiet and.
Well, also, you guys were secret at the time, and I
Yeah.
didn't know what was going on.
I don't even, maybe that was it, really.
Or I don't even know
Yeah.
if you guys were together, but something
Something was
No,
happening, yeah.
was.
A Bruin.
Yeah.
Do you? I think I heard you say that. Do you get anxiety in like social situations?
Absolutely. I've been working on that a lot, though.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like you made strides.
am getting.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Are you getting worse though? Because I have it really bad, and it's getting worse.
I don't think you're getting worse. I think you're getting better.
I've really been trying to work on it, especially since like being diagnosed as on the spectrum. I feel like that helps me address it more.
Just
Yeah.
knowing, like,
Yeah.
having self-awareness of it. Yeah,
And I'm like, okay, now I'm empowered because I know what this is and I can really
Yeah.
work on it.
Yeah.
And how do you work on something like that?
Just trying to like be prepared for a situation, which is always what I was doing. Like I'm the type of person who, if I want to go somewhere, I'll look and try to find out like when it's the least busy. Like I look for that chart and stuff like that. But I try to be prepared and I try to just like self-regulate and just talk myself through things. And I feel like just knowing that helps me too with the situation we were just talking about, where before I would always think that if I met somebody and they were rude, that they have a problem with me or they're an awful person. And now I don't think of it that way. So
Yeah, it's getting worse for me, which is really weird because I used to be so not that way. And I didn't even realize I had an issue until I went to a friend of mine was having a barbecue here in Vegas. And when I got there, the party was full on at his house, right? So I
Yeah.
pulled into his driveway and I had like cars everywhere and I could hear people in there. And I sat there for literally an hour. And I was like, and at one point I was like, oh my God, I've been here an hour. I'm a fucking freak. What is happening? But I was like, in my head, I was like, it was the entrance, right? That's what, because I was like, I try to figure out what it is with this anxiety thing I have. It's the entrance, right? It's the opening of the door and all eyes all of a sudden being like, it's that moment. Like if I could have just inserted myself into the circle, I would have been like, yep, I'll push that button. I'll be fine. But I'm like, where does that come from? And why is it getting worse? Like what, like I enjoy staying at home now. Like I'm becoming much more like, I don't want to go anywhere. Like she was saying that we need to go start going to these things. And I'm like, I don't want to. I like being home, but I can't. But like you said, like what you just said is actually true. Like knowing like when you can get yourself into the thing or out. Like she's the worst. Like she needs to hug everyone on the way out. And I'm like, please let me just bye everybody.
All the time.
And our friend Ricky, who has, like anxiety and stuff, there's stories of him disappearing where a friend of ours was like, we don't even know how he got out. He must have climbed over the back wall.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
But I was like, when I heard that, I was like, I get it. Because like when we leave anytime in an event, I'm the guy that's like, bye everybody. And like, I got to get out. And again, like, I'm like, oh, I got to go. Like, now if I don't hug the people, I look like an asshole, but
Well,
very much. It's getting worse. I don't know what to do.
Well, I think too also because, you used to be out and about all the time and then you're home more and that builds on itself like a snowball. Like the more you're home, the scarier it gets to get out. So it's all about like perspective and getting that balance and
yeah.
Maybe that is it, right? That you're just, you're burying yourself into home. So it's hard to dig yourself out.
yeah, I went through that a lot after having the kids because I would stay home a lot and it just got to the point where I was more and more and more and more of a hermit. And then I'm like, okay, I need to like break this. And as you slowly start breaking it, it gets a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are are you spiritual? What do you believe in? Like, or what happens when you die?
I'm so spiritual. And it's funny you say that because I just posted a meme that kind of says it all on my Instagram story. It says, why are you so vague about your spiritual beliefs? And then it says, my spiritual beliefs. And it's like a picture of pyramids and aliens and zombies and like all the weird shit. I'm so all over the place. Like I'm all about like reincarnation and journey of souls and just like life having a meaning.
Yeah. And you're so good at it too. You're so in tune to things. It's like next level.
I'm really trying. It's
Yeah.
really fun.
No, it works.
What do you think happens when you die?
I think you go up. I think it's like the Pixar movie Soul. Like you go up and you can come back down and you're supposed to have all these experiences and learn all these lessons and
That movie was good.
And I believe that we all have like deals we make with people ahead of time, like even our enemies, like you agree to play certain roles. Like I've had people in my life who are like basically villains, but at the same time, I'm like, well, if I would have never met that person, I would have never done this and that and this and the other thing.
Yeah.
And it really set me on a path and I learned so many things. And I just look at life more or less black and white and less as things being really good or really bad. It's an interesting outlook.
Yeah, no, that's smart.
It
I
is-
think about that with Roman's dad of like, okay, yeah, that was horrendous that I had to go through that. But like, if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't have Roman and I wouldn't be
Look what came out of it.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
I just don't believe that any of us choose to come here and have like the easiest, perfect life. Like we all have some sort of trauma, others worse than some, and we're all supposed to learn things and overcome challenges.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have gone, I mean, I guess the same thing where you just constantly are, I'm an overthinker too. So a lot of times I want to believe certain things, but then, you hear other people talk about stuff or, I don't know if you ever heard like Elon Musk talk about like that we're in a, what's it called? A simulation. Like that kind of freaks me out. And I get stuck there a lot because sometimes it just can only be in my head that it's
I feel like it could be for sure. And even like the version of spirituality I believe in, it's kind of is that way because you have all these souls and they want to come down and have experiences and learn things, and it's like being in a video game.
Like you get chosen. Yeah
right. Yeah, it's
interesting.
Pretty wild. It's pretty wild, especially having kids. And I remember, I don't have a great memory, but there's some things that I have a photographic memory of. And like I remember laying in my mom's bed when I was, I don't know, I want to say 5 or 6. And it was the first time I heard like the idea of dying. And I remember talking to my mom and the idea was like, I remember like saying to her, "You're going to die someday." And I remember her, now that I'm a parent, being like, "Oh shit, how do I do this?" Because like now being a parent, like having but our kids are a lot different than we were because of the internet.
Yeah.
Like they know everything. But yeah, I remember that first time of just being like, "Oh my God," and my mom doing what any good mom does, like just talking about spirituality and talking about heaven and talking about all the things that were like, okay, we're fine.
Give you comfort.
Yeah.
We had to have that conversation with Roman, our neighbor who Roman was really close with. He had passed away, and my dad like pulled Roman into the living room and was like, explaining like I mean, obviously Roman knows, but this is like his first experience with somebody that was close. And my dad literally was like, "And I'm going to be next."
No.
Yeah, he literally was like, "And I'm probably going to be the next one. So just prepare yourself."
Yeah.
And Roman was like, "Okay," sobbing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, crazy.
So sad.
Yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard being so protective and like not wanting them to worry about stuff like that. How old are your kids?
They're 11 and 8.
Oh, they're so cute. I love them so much. They're both such old souls, but so different.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's cool. I'm
obsessed.
Going back to what I had said about you before, about your career and what you've done, I just feel like your kids are going to be so good. Like they're going to be such good adult humans, right? Like
I hope so.
They will for sure.
I think so. I mean, I don't know them obviously, and I don't know. I just a little I know from you as like how you've crafted your life. Like I can only imagine. I mean, I do see your photos with them at Disney, of course, and they have a great life. But like when you think about like what you've been through, you worry about kids that come from that world, but it's like I never have that worry for you because it seems like you're on top of everything. Like you just seem very professional in everything you do, and like why wouldn't you be like that with your kids?
Yeah, they're pretty sheltered, I think, and I'm pretty
That's good though.
Careful about staving off any influences that might send like my daughter down
Sure.
any wrong paths I went down. Sometimes to the extreme. Like I was just talking, like they have a really great dad, and I was just talking to their dad today about how he's a little concerned that maybe Rainbow's a little bit behind in like her tastes of things, and like she's a little immature in some ways. And I'm like, I think that comes from me though, because like I want her to be a kid for so long. Like I get what he's saying too, and I think there's more balance to be had in that situation. But it's me like wanting her to stay a kid for so long and not mature too fast, and wanting her to like not care about her body image or start worrying about what her face looks like. I want to stave that off as long as possible.
Because once you can't pull it back in afterwards.
Definitely not.
And I don't think, just from the few times I get to hang out with her, like I don't see her every day like you guys do, but like I don't feel like she's behind. She's so brilliant.
Thanks. And we were talking. Before I came here, we were on a call with her teacher, kind of like a remote parent-teacher conference, so we could all be there at the same time. And that was kind of the conclusion. She's ahead in a lot of ways, but not in a lot of ways, which I think is everybody's kind of like that.
Yeah, for sure. And also, like you said, like that's one thing that I do feel with Roman is like we were both forced to kind of grow up together because I was so young and like having a baby so young, like there was no choice but to have him grow up with me. Like we got to move together. But also there are some things that I'm like, I wish I would have let him be a kid just a little bit longer. Not that I'm making him be grown up, but like I do treat him like an adult, and like I make him make decisions like an adult and do things like, no, figure it out. Like, no, you want to be
you've done
grown.
it perfectly. He's
Thank
amazing.
you. Thanks.
He's so amazing.
Thank
I'm not
you.
even blowing smoke. Like everybody says that.
Thanks.
He's a
I'm
perfect
obsessed
little
with
gentleman.
him.
He's
Thank you.
very unique too. Like I feel like it was a mixture of both. Like where he was just an old soul for sure.
Yeah.
From the day I met him, like he was just always very like you weren't gonna stop him from growing up fast. I don't think because he just was so smart.
That makes me feel better because sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish, like, talking about like, let them be little, like, just let your kids be little.
Well, it goes by so fast for us.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, watching him get into a relationship, like he had a serious girlfriend, you're like, no, like
I know.
too
No,
soon, like
it's the
for so many
worst.
reasons. Like you don't
Yeah.
need to be dealing with that stress, right? You need to be dealing with like
And it's the worst too when like I couldn't stand her. So he literally was like trying to find the balance of like,
yeah.
when do I step in and when do I let him make his own decisions? And like, yeah, you don't want her to have to go through any of that yet.
Totally.
Too young.
yeah, for sure. You have a
Sweet,
good
sweet
relationship
girl.
though, with their dad.
Absolutely.
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah. I really picked the right person to be the dad.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
100%.
That's so
so
great.
great.
It's
And
so
he's-
lucky.
Thank God, because there were some contenders that would have been a mess.
Oh man, I feel like you've said that a couple of times, and like it's like it feels a little Voldemort-y where you're like, there was a guy I dated. I'm like, I
He
think I
who shall
know
not be named.
Yeah, I just don't. Because it's not like I'm out here trying to like splash people's names or drag them through the mud, but at the same time, it's like a part of my story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
is what it is.
Yeah, and you, like you said, you wouldn't have been here without
Yeah.
that part
I
of
hope he's
it.
evolved.
I wanted to leave that for as long as possible. What a perfect crescendo to that statement. Just nonstop laughter. We'll keep him unnamed. I can't even imagine how hard it is for you to, I don't want to say choose someone to date, but like, that's just got to be maddening for you. Like, and also, yeah, it's got to be crazy. Like, how do you even like,
I'm not attracted to very many people. I do know there's like a common denominator. It was funny because I went on the Haley Welch, the Hawk Tuah Girls podcast.
you did?
Yeah, it hasn't aired yet.
Oh my
We
God.
filmed it a long time ago. But so I went on her podcast and she's like, what do you like in a guy? And I said, I've noticed like the common theme with guys I end up in long-term relationships is I'm really inspired by men who like are really passionate about what they do and they like can build a whole universe. Like
Yeah.
they build their own world. And
Yeah,
she
that is
goes,
a good common denominator.
But I think I said it more simply than that. I think I go, I think I like men that just like build their own world. She goes, you like a crafty guy, like build a little house, like miniatures. And I go, or like business. Like she was so cute. She was so adorable.
Yikes.
I just picture people painting
Yeah,
little,
like a little
toy
crafty
cars.
man with like
Yeah. What?
So
yeah.
cute.
I kind of we talked about her. I think on our first podcast, like what a crazy thing she's gotten catapulted into.
Yeah. I mean, people go viral left and right, but that's really like something we haven't seen.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like she has
Yeah.
like Kris Jenner being her manager or
I
something.
think she signed immediately with a management company.
was smart.
Well, I think it was Jake Paul, right? That took
It's
him.
his company,
Yeah, so wild.
I didn't know it was his company. And as I was leaving the podcast, one of her managers was walking me down and he said something about Jake Paul. And I'm like, yeah, but not like talking shit, but I just said something that maybe I wouldn't have said if I.
Whoopsies.
I
I love that though. It makes you just so real.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
yeah, definitely lean into that. Like, who cares, right? We're all human. We all put our foot in our mouth. But yeah, that story. I was questioning whether it was real. Even like it seemed.
Oh,
so,
people think she's an industry plant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I didn't think that at first. I thought, but the catapult, like the meteoric, whatever, like
Right.
thing that she's on, and I haven't noticed her because I did follow her. I'm not sure if I do anymore, but like I was trying to watch to see when it was going to change, right? When it was going to go to her head. Or it doesn't seem
Yeah.
like it has. It seems like she's like, I'm just a good, like. She seems very sweet. Like, but does it feel real? Like,
Yeah, I think one of the reasons she caught on, other than getting management right when she should have, is she's very like down home, like all American, like I don't want to move away from my grandma's house and wherever she lives.
That's
and,
cute.
Somebody was doing a really good job. Maybe it was her. I don't want to take it away from her and say it was all her management. I don't know who's doing it, but like they were doing a really good job with her social media and just doing little snippets of her like at home, and she just seems very like refreshing and down to earth.
Yeah.
And just like the all-American girl.
All
Yeah,
American.
I mean, she really is, and she's very pretty. Like I find her very pretty. Like there's something about her that I find very attractive. I don't know what it is, and the stuff that the stuff that she seems pretty quick wit, right?
Yeah.
Like she does have like little zingers all the time, right? And I think that's probably what it is too. That's what, because there's been girls like what was the fast food girl? What was her? The
Chick-fil-A.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the Chick-fil-A
Lemonade.
girl. Yeah.
Lemonade, yeah, because she was almost there. Like she really was. She was everywhere. Everyone was doing memes and anime and making little music videos. And she started going on like this tour, and I was like, "This is
tour?
really going to be a thing." Yeah, she was like doing autographs and stuff, and little girls were crying when they saw her.
Oh wow.
And I was just like, "Oh God, It was pretty." But then it didn't go anywhere
Yeah.
because I feel like that girl, Hawk Tuah girl. God, I don't even know her name.
Haley.
She does have a little bit of like, she is a spitfire, right? And she does have timing, and it seems like she's pretty quick, right? Like, did it feel like that on the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
She's
like,
very cute.
was it just you and her, or was it others?
No, it was a lot of people in the room. She has like one of her best friends from, her whole life back home is
Cute.
there co-hosting with her, and the manager was in the room too. And,
Cute. Yeah, that's fun.
And is it in LA? They film in LA? Wow.
Yeah.
She just
Good for her.
took off.
Yeah.
We were talking with Josh about like reality TV and how like everything is like Love is Blind and like
Yeah.
all these things, and like reality TV just isn't what it used to be anymore. And like I wish we could go back to like Girls Next Door days, Holly's World days. Like that was just such a prime.
It was definitely different, and it was weird how having a hit show on cable, you're really capturing such a huge audience back then, and now
Yeah.
everybody's attentions are so scattered everywhere.
Yeah.
It's hard to have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh, I wish I could just rewind. It was the best days.
Yeah. I'm kind of terrified of like reality shows moving forward, though, the ones that are about your life, because looking back and, rewatching Girls Next Door for the podcast and discussing it, it's just like there was so much manipulation and control and like pitting us against each other. And then when I graduated to Holly's World, I felt like, okay, I've paid my dues and now I'm going to have a lot more control. And Holly's World was a good show. There wasn't anything that went like horribly wrong with it, thank God. But I mean, I was fighting with Kevin. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Kevin is the executive producer, for those who don't know. And he was very controlling. And do you remember that day you were upstairs and you heard the voice of Satan coming from downstairs?
Yes.
And it was me on the phone with Kevin losing my shit.
I do remember.
It was just like the way we were treated as his stars. Like he thought of us as his little puppets. And but it's like the show about my life, and like my whole life is being affected.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. And, when the show got canceled, I was bummed because I felt like there was so much more I wanted to do with it. But looking back, I feel like it was probably a good thing, because I don't think I'd have my kids.
Yeah.
I don't think their dad would have like put up with the shit. I don't think I would have ever met anybody I could have a real relationship while I was working under Kevin. It was so all consuming and controlling. And
Yeah, I'll never
crazy.
forget that. I've never heard that come out of you before. I was like, oh,
I
she's
was
mad.
so pissed.
Mad.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Ugh, I wish we could live together.
Why
again.
do you think is the Kardashians the only ones that have endured as far as that kind of show? Like I feel like, right? Like,
Seems like it.
and why is that, do you think?
I think because they have each other is a big part of it. And the mom is the manager. So they
Yeah.
have each other's backs. And that just was never the case for me. It was always like Hef's show and Kevin's show. And the girls are pitted against each other. We don't even really have each other. And
Yeah, that sucks.
we just didn't have any control. But the Kardashians from the beginning, the mom's the manager. They have each other,
Would you ever do another reality show?
not about my life.
No.
I'd do it if it was like you're going to go do something like
Big Brother or
Simple
something
Life
like
2
that.
style
Yeah,
or something like
that's
that,
so
where it was
fun.
like it's a funny situation because you're put in a fish out of water, but not about my personal life.
Yeah. Good for you.
It's too much. It just ruins
Yeah.
everything.
I had a fun idea for you a while ago. It was called Planet Hollyweird. Well, I should pitch it to you at some point because I still think it could work.
It sounds fun, like going to weird places.
Back then it was when America's Got Talent was big, but not. So it had to do with like creating a show, basically, out of crazy people from the whole world.
Like a talent show.
Yeah, but it wasn't just like who wins this. Like, I probably shouldn't even say it.
Well, like the
it's
behind the
stolen.
scenes of like putting together a show.
And it actually happens. So, and the idea came from, again, this is gonna get stolen, but whatever. The idea came from when I went to the pawn shop for the first time ever, the Pawn Stars one.
Yeah.
And there was a line around the corner. I was like, what the hell? And I went in there. I was like, there's not even anything that special in here.
Yeah.
It's just because it was on TV that people are
Yeah.
coming. So I was like, what if you created a show where you're creating a show and people are competing to be on the show? So, and there's an executive producer, and then there's a talent. There's all these different, like a talent, choreographer. There's all these characters, stage manager, all the fun characters that you have in a show that are building the show that people are trying to get on. Then you see snippets on the show of the actual show. Like say if it's absent,
Yeah.
something like that, you see like a backstage shot of the show and it's happening and it's like, ooh, that's fun, to drive people to come to the show.
No, that'd be so cool. I think a show about creating a show in Vegas and trying to make it work and trying to make it successful
Yeah.
and all the characters involved
Yeah.
could be so interesting.
I think it will probably happen now next year, now that I've said that. Because we have so many listeners.
Somebody will try to do it.
No, but I wish that, I mean, I think we haven't seen any other of the Spiegel shows, have we?
No, just absent.
Have you seen Atomic Saloon?
I haven't seen the other ones, no.
Yeah, I hear such good things about them, and I kind of want to see Atomic Saloon. Why don't we?
I don't know. I thought it was just like a weird vibe for you.
No.
Oh.
I don't care. All right. Well, what are we missing, Holly? What if we were interviewing, what should we ask you? What are things that people
Yeah, you're
haven't
the
asked you?
profesh.
Yeah.
Or is there
I
anything
don't know.
fun you want to talk about and touch on?
I don't know. I came in here all ready to tell like the Aubrey story. Let's see what else. I've already like plugged my show on the podcast. Let's see.
Do you have any other books that you're planning?
No, I think I'm kind of over writing books for the moment. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just don't really feel inspired in that area.
Right. You should. You know what you should probably write is like a parenting book. I bet you write a really good parenting book.
It's funny about parenting, though, is I feel like I have no answers because you know how it is every year with your kid. You're seeing this whole personality emerge,
Yeah.
and you're learning who that person is, and it's just like a curveball after curveball.
Yeah.
That's
after-
true.
and you don't know what you're going to get. And I feel like I have it really easy as a parent just because they do have such a great dad, and my kids are healthy and pretty good. And
Yeah.
I haven't been met with like a lot of challenges.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great blessing.
Yeah, totally.
Out of all of your blessings, I think that's the one. That's the thing that's the most
100%.
scary, right?
Yeah,
of like
totally.
the responsibility of bringing a human into this world.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Yeah. I mean, especially, it's so hard because you grew up, right? We grew up in a different world. And now what I find with our kids is like you start to take their lead because they're understanding more about this world.
Yeah.
Right? Because I find that a lot, and I remember, you remember too, right? When your parents were telling you about how it needed to be, but you're like, that's like from the 50s. Like, that doesn't work anymore. I'm feeling that, especially with Roman, especially because he's so out there in the world. Like, Gavin's much more like in his own like bedroom computer world. All his friends are like online, but Roman's, which also he's learning about. Like, that's where it's going too,
Yeah.
right? When people would tell me like, oh, you got to keep him off the computer. I'm like, everything's going towards the computer. Like, it's almost like when I think about the world where it's headed, it's like Ready Player One. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, unfortunately, that's where we're heading.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're probably going to be learning from them, or we're probably going
I
to
already
be
do. I don't know
protected from
anything.
them.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Roman, can you show me this?
It's true. So it is hard. So going back to that, like, and because kids are so individual, and like, even my therapist will tell me things, and I'm like, that doesn't really apply to him, though. Like, that's
Right?
not who he
Everybody's
is.
so different.
Yeah. So that is got to be such a challenging thing of writing a children's book.
Yeah, I think it would be more, if you wrote a book about parenting, it would have to be more like just advice and a general blanket of advice for parents versus like how to help them mentally get through each phase of life
Yeah.
and like because like you said, like you can't really even really write a book like that until they're fully grown. But even then, like I still call my mom for things, and like I feel like she's still parenting me on things. So it's like you're never really done being a parent.
Never.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. When I looked on your Wikipedia, I think it was, you've been in a lot of TV shows.
Yeah, just like random guest appearances.
Crazy
and stuff.
though.
Yeah.
But even like General Hospital or like soap?
Yeah, I barely remember doing that one. It was like we just showed up one day and it was some weird dream sequence where like Hef was asleep on the couch. And it's just like, Bridget and I reviewed this on the podcast recently. That's the only reason I have such a memory of it, because for some reason it's not that strong with this thing. But it was like this overhead shot of him laying on the couch. And I'm like, he looks so corpsey.
Oh, no.
Like, I feel like once people get to a certain age, they shouldn't do shots like this.
Yeah.
It's bad. Like, I remember after we left the mansion, one of the girlfriends, this was back when, remember when planking was a trend?
Oh my God.
For those who don't know, it's when you like lay down face down somewhere in public or something. Somebody
straight like a
posted
board.
a picture of Hef planking on the dining room table. And I'm like, this is way too thirsty. This is giving old person trying to be on trend. And it looks like a corpse.
Oh,
like,
no. Like he
somebody was
fell
not
out.
watching out for him.
Oh,
like,
no.
Somebody should have said, this isn't the sophisticated Mr. Playboy image you're after. This is
Meanwhile,
not
he's
a
like
fit.
this in the Great Hall.
Yeah, it's not a fit. But yeah, that was General Hospital. And we like wake him up from a dream. And I don't remember how he fit into the General Hospital storyline at all. It was weird. I don't
That's
know.
funny.
I don't know what happened.
So a lot of the shows, it was like a team thing where they would like bring, like, because everybody knew you guys as a.
Yeah, or
Oh, I
people would
see.
be shooting like a Playboy episode, like Entourage had a Playboy Mansion party episode, so they gave
Right.
us a few lines, or like Curb Your Enthusiasm had one, and
Oh,
they
wow.
gave us a few lines.
That's fun.
That's fun.
Yeah. That's fun. Because you look it down the thing and it's like, holy shit. I mean, but a lot of them are listed as herself, right?
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
yeah.
Have
That's
you
cool.
ever done anything where you played a character besides Peep Show, like a character that?
I did. It was in the award-winning Sharknado 4.
What? You know that?
Yes.
Does Roman know that?
Yeah.
They asked me to be in Sharknado 4 because they do like all these cameos in it, and I'm like, well, I'll do it, but only if I can play something that is so against type. Like, I don't just want to play a waitress or something. So I was a sergeant in the military. Yeah.
How fun. Did Roman see that?
Yeah, we watched all of
Roman
them.
was all about Sharknado. Like, he even had a-
Obsessed
so
with Sharknado.
fun.
He had a Sharknado birthday party.
yeah, for sure.
That's so cool.
That's so fun. That's a good legacy. It sounds weird, but it's actually like, because I remember when
It's pretty epic.
Yeah,
It's fun.
right.
Yeah.
Like, it was a big thing. It was like, it's like a cult phenomenon,
Yeah.
right? Are they still making them? I think they probably are.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How fun. That's the one. That's your one.
As off the top of my head, that's the one like role where I'm something else.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one to be. Do you want to do more of that, or are you over that?
No, I'm more into like, this sounds so delusional because I'm 45 and short, but like I love modeling. Like I love doing photo shoots. Like I love creating still
That's not
images.
delusional. Your
I
pictures are
love-
next level.
Thanks. And I just feel like the photo shoots I've done over the past 2 years, there's just something like in the creative community right now, like every hair and makeup artist, every photographer, every stylist, like everybody is just like the coolest person, just so fun to meet.
That's so
And,
nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm doing something with Petra Collins tomorrow. I'm excited.
Really? How cool. Oh my God, how fun.
So that's just what that's probably like one of my favorite things to do besides the true crime shows.
Yeah.
So
You're
when
good
you
at that,
do
too.
a photo shoot, you like a lot of them are your vision. Like you know what you want, and you create them, and you.
Sometimes, but usually like for work stuff, it's somebody else's thing. So they'll
Yeah.
have an idea, and I think that's fun to
But-
kind of
but you-
step into their vision and help create it.
Yeah, but you do your own though. Like
Yeah, if I need something for social media.
the
I'll
little
do
farm
that.
one that you just did was so cute.
Thanks. That was for IMGA, and it was so fun just working with all those animals.
I know.
my
Holding
gosh.
that chicken. We have chichickens and I'm terrified of them.
And, Aw.
I'm like dead ass afraid of them.
it's so weird that they are so much more affectionate than you would think. Like there's one of our Gwenny is like, she like will look at me and it's like it's almost like a weird connection where she'll like come towards you like. Because we've had them since they were tiny, so it makes
so
sense.
sweet.
You know what I did yesterday, and I felt really weird about it after, and I even Googled it because I was like, oh shit, I fed them eggs as a snack.
No, that's good for them. Even
It's-
eating the egg shells.
Right, that's what I read. But at first I was like, but then I thought about that. I
And
was
you're like,
like,
cannibalism.
yeah. I was like, wait, human ladies eat their own polenta.
Placenta. What'd you call it?
Polenta?
That's so funny,
Placenta.
blast from the past, because at the mansion they would serve polenta sometimes at the buffet, and Stacey Burke would always call it placenta, and it just became a gag that she started doing on purpose. And she always sat next to Dickie Ban, and he had the weakest stomach, and he would get so grossed out over anything, and he would look at Stacey and just glare. And then one
Like,
time
don't say
somebody
it.
was like making a scatting noise, like the jazz sound, like it was Ray Anthony or something. And somebody said scat, and Stacey goes, "Scat is another word for like shit porn." And Dickie was so disgusted, he slammed his plate down and pushed it and was just like,
Wait, who's Dickie?
Dickie Ban was one of Hef's best friends who was, he's still alive. He's a film historian.
He's still alive?
Yes. And he's just like, he was one of my favorite people. He talks mad shit about me, but he's still one of my favorite people. He can't keep me down. He was just such a character. He was just so funny. And
Yeah, he was always really funny.
Is he like in his 90s now?
no, he was younger than Hef, but I don't know how old he is because he's one of those people who's just always had gray hair as long as I've known him. So I have no idea how old he is, but he was younger than Hef. So
Does he shit talk you because you left Half? Is he mad at you?
no, because I wrote a book. And he's very, very loyal to Hef. And he just doesn't understand any of the intricacies or nuances of our relationship and thinks that I should always be talking about Hef like he's a god.
Yeah.
He's one of those people.
Interesting.
But like if you have even the slightest off thing to say about Hef and Playboy, you're the devil.
Yeah. Very loyal.
Yeah.
You know, I
time.
feel like it's another impressive thing, actually, about you, not to keep blowing smoke up your ass, but it's impressive that you took that initiative. And because I saw you on, what was the thing that was, you were interviewed with a bunch of other girls about the Playboy Mansion?
Probably Secrets of Playboy.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that your show? Oh, that's different than,
Yeah.
Murder.
That's
the
Murders.
Murder, right. But listening to you talk on that felt important. Do you know what I mean? In a way that's the thing that bothers me in like watching, like reading TMZ, and I always feel like it's like also important to like correct people and to be like, it's fucking dealing with mental health. Like, how are
Yeah.
you like so blind to that? How are you able to be like not feel for like what you, because the thing that they go through, right, is like, oh, she knew what she was doing, and
Yeah,
she was
totally.
like,
It's always the
like,
woman's fault.
oh
too.
my God.
Like
And
it's
it's
never
so-
the fault of like the older mastermind man
Right.
who's like setting the scene.
Right.
It's like the women are always wrong in people's eyes for like getting involved, or they think that somehow like I created it, or I'm
Yeah.
like I was this 22-year-old mastermind that
Yeah.
just came in and wanted to steal this old man's money or something.
Yeah, like you were the first of the kind.
Exactly. Like I
Yeah.
was like, that's not how it worked at all. Like I got into a program that existed long before I was there. And
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
But so it did feel that way to me. Like when I watched it, it felt, and again, like with the book and stuff, I always feel like, because it also had to have been hard to write some of that stuff, right? Like it's very personal.
Yeah.
It's your life. It's also stuff that you're not like it's got to have been hard to talk about. And like I remember starting to write a book, and like it's so hard it feels good to do it as a exercise.
Yeah.
But then to share it with the world is
Yeah.
very impressive. And it's also, like because you're going up against something what everyone thinks, like and you're telling your version of it, it's also got to be hard to know that there's going to be this negative thing, like, but I feel like in the grand scheme of things, it's more powerful for you to get that out, right? And like
100%. Yeah, I just got to a point where it was what I had to do, because
Yeah.
every single day of my life that I would leave the house, somebody would come up to me and be like, "How's Hef? Do you miss the mansion?" And I would always say nice things because I just
Sure.
thought that was the nice thing to do. But it got to the point where I was like getting sick over it. I felt like I was living this giant lie. And I'm like, no, I just need to get it all
Yeah.
out so people know. And of course, it got a ton of backlash, but I think it was a good thing to do because I think a lot more people talk about mental health, relationship dynamics, narcissistic abuse, things like that, where people weren't talking about that in the mainstream
Yeah.
at all, some of those things. And now they very much do.
They
Yeah.
very much do, and it's great. And it's like it feels important. And there's so many people stuck in the old ways of like or even like the old bro thing, of like that mentality, like it, and you can watch people get mad at that that's not a thing anymore. It's like,
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry that other people are important, and it's
Yeah, and I'm sure it took years to get to that place where you felt comfortable
yeah.
being able to get it out. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
it was
no,
kind
it's
of
time.
a breaking point. Like when I
Yeah.
left the mansion, I was just like, okay, I'm going to forget all the bad stuff. I'm just going to try and remember it as a positive. And then a couple of years after that, I was going through the Girls Next Door coffee table book that we made because I needed to find a certain picture. And I'm looking at myself and like other people wouldn't be able to tell, but I can tell like all my smiles are fake. I'm so stressed out and I'm like, holy shit. And it just kind of all came rushing back. And I was like, that was
it's
a trip.
time. Yeah.
But it took a little bit of time of deprogramming too.
Yeah.
Because I went there when I was 22, straight out of college, and it was my 20s. And, you know, you're in this almost cult-like mentality when you're there because everybody's kind of worshiping this one person. And, you know, you want to take the good over the bad and think of it a certain way. So it took a minute to kind of get deprogrammed.
Yeah.
You just said cult when I was thinking cult at the exact same time, because I've been thinking about that a lot lately too, is that a lot of times you don't know you're in a cult, right? Like, or even Munchausen syndrome or any of that stuff. You don't know it because you're in it, right? And that's scary to think about. And again, why it's so important to talk about. It's important to have other girls be like, hear you talk about it. I'm like, wait, is that me too? Is that what I'm going through?
Yeah.
Because unless you hear that, how do you know? Because you're never gonna, I don't think you're ever gonna, or very rare that someone's like, wait a minute, I figured this out myself, right? It's usually your friends who you don't want to hear from, right? I don't know if did you have that at all? Like, did you ever have like your family or anyone being like,
I wasn't telling anybody what was going on because I was so like ashamed and embarrassed of a lot of it that I just kind of like acted like, oh, everything's great here.
Interesting.
You know, so a lot of people wouldn't know. And I was just working so hard to try and make the relationship good and change it so it was something good. And
yeah, it's exhausting.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Do you feel like you're still deprogramming some things?
No, I feel like I did that work back when I was writing my book. I feel like now it's kind of come full circle to the point where I can talk about things on the show with Bridget and kind of reclaim some of the good times as well.
That's good.
That's great.
So there's a little bit more of a balance.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because there must have been great times, right?
Oh, yeah,
like,
we had a lot of fun doing certain things, and there were a lot of fun things with the show.
Yeah.
And
I think that's the problem with most normies or muggles or gajos is that they see it as like, oh, you were just lucky. That's it. Like you got to live in a mansion and you got money and you got like, they'll only see that.
Yeah.
And that's the tragic thing is that they don't, and like, you know, a lot of older women too, who don't even understand for their own daughters, you know, like this is a moment where people need to learn.
Yeah, I think that's why your podcast is so important and so great. Yeah.
And then it goes full circle too, because you get to a point where like I'm ostracized by a certain group for speaking out against, you know, my time at the mansion or telling it like it is. And then we get to a point where there's all these rumors about tunnels from the Playboy Mansion to Diddy's house. And look, I'm open-minded. Could there be tunnels that I don't know about? Maybe. But as far as I know, no tunnels. Like I would have found that shit.
From the Playboy Mansion to Diddy's house?
Yeah. And the way this rumor got started is like in 2015, Playboy put out this April Fool's joke complete with like blueprints they'd drawn up. That they're in the 70s, they dug tunnels under the Playboy Mansion to go to Jack Nicholson and James Caan's house. Like it was just this cool, like Harry Potter kind of millennial quirk story. But this was before everyone went QAnon crazy. So you put something like that out there, and now people think they're digging up evidence.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I was talking about how I heard a long time ago that there are tunnels underneath Vegas, and I'm not talking about the storm drain tunnels that people live in. I'm talking about, and this is before the Tesla tunnels that like the police can drive in to get certain places. But I've been asking around about it. Nobody will take me down there. Nobody will admit to it, whatever. And I just did like a silly little TikTok about it. Like, Vegas people, does anybody know about this? And then there's people in the comments, like all these middle-aged QAnon women, like, she's just covering up for the Playboy tunnels. She's deflecting. She won't admit about the tunnels. She must have been trafficking people. So it goes full circle. Like, people hate me for speaking out against my time there. And then people think I'm like a Playboy apologist. I'm like, bitch, no. If there was a tunnel, I would love to expose a tunnel.
Yes.
Oh my
But
God.
as far as I know, there was not a tunnel.
Yeah. Somebody at work actually asked me that before you had even made a video on your Patreon about it. They were like, tell me about the Diddy tunnels from the mansion. I was like, I don't know anything about a tunnel. And I feel like if there was a tunnel, she would have told me that there was a tunnel.
I feel like I would have found it because in my early days there, I was so bored and had nothing to do during the day. I was like Belle in the West Wing of the castle, like exploring like every corner of
Grabbing
it.
every candle, like twisting it.
And also Diddy didn't even buy that house in the neighborhood until 2014. And I feel like Hef wasn't even active by 2014.
Yeah.
Was Diddy around the mansion?
I know he crossed paths with Hef at some point. I feel like I've seen a picture of them like in the hallway, or he probably came to a party at some point, but I don't remember seeing him around. I don't think there was like much crossover really.
Yeah. It's probably competition.
Yeah, or something.
I mean, again, my ignorance. What did he do? Why is he in prison?
Did he?
Yeah.
For abusing and trafficking people. I mean, there's so much out
There's
there that
so
I
many.
forget what he's even actually charged for.
It's
Is
like
it
children.
similar to I Believe I Can Fly guy?
No, ish.
I think this is on a bigger scale. A lot of people
Yeah.
are coming
Bigger?
forward
Yes.
filing lawsuits that they were drugged and raped at parties, allegedly.
Yikes.
Remember, what do they call it? A freak off?
Yeah.
The freak off. Yeah. But I mean, when you watch those things, like a lot of times, obviously, when a floodgate opens, everyone comes and tries to get a part. Like I'm always curious. I'm always skeptical to like who's trying for a money grab. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure like seeing him beat that girl in that by the
Yeah,
elevator,
so
that's
scary.
the triggering thing where you're like,
Yeah.
okay, obviously he's fucked up. But what is the thing like worse than R. Kelly?
Just on a bigger scale.
Because R. Kelly was imprisoning people, right? Like
Yeah, like keeping people in his house. But I think with Diddy, too, like there's speculation he was involved in putting hits out on people. Like,
Yeah.
there's-
Oh.
There's several
A
people that
lot,
have died
yeah.
from pneumonia.
holy shit. That's so scary. That's so crazy. Like God, it's such a crazy time. We're in such a crazy time where all these things are coming to light. Like that movie, Get Him to the Greek. I don't know if you saw that, but Diddy's in
Yeah.
that, and he's so funny, and he's so charming, and that's so scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when he was filming that movie, like I sat at like a dinner table with him with a bunch of people. Like him and Cassie were there. But of
Yeah.
course, when you meet somebody on that level, you don't see what they're really
Right.
up to or anything.
Sure.
But yeah, I think when one person comes forward or there's evidence, then all the people, like, yeah, sometimes it might be people jumping on, but sometimes it might be people who've been sitting with this and were like scared to speak out. But now they're like, oh, wait, no, I can now because
Yeah.
there's other people who can corroborate this.
Yeah.
Like I have,
Sometimes it's scary to speak out because people can sue you for defamation
Sure.
or, because a lot of those things, when you're assaulted, you don't have physical proof.
Yeah.
ever, and it's
Yeah.
just-
Well, I was speaking of
that's hard.
defamation. Yesterday, I was watching one of Trump's rallies, and he said out loud to a rally that Kamala is aiding and abetting pedophiles, and I was like, how does she not sue him? Does she sue him? She can, right? Is
my
that
God, I
not
didn't see
defamation?
that.
I didn't see
Like
that either.
straight up, like I probably hasn't. He says such things all the time, but I'm like, how does? That's crazy. That's terrible. You can't say
I
that.
bet something like that is more like, because she's letting people in the border or something.
Yeah. Oh, right. Because
Aiding and
they're
abetting pedophiles. That's a pretty like specific like
Right.
accusation.
yeah, it is pretty
It's
specific.
pretty wild. Did you? I mean, that must have been an obstacle for you, right? Of not getting sued of spreading those books. Like I'm sure you must have had NDAs, right, about living there and stuff.
No, the only NDA I signed was when I worked at the studio that I wasn't supposed to say any secret I learned at the studio. But the irony is like my studio experience was incredibly positive, so I don't have anything bad to say about it. But yeah, but at the publishing company, when you're done with the book and done with edits, you'll sit with a lawyer for a week and go over everything you can say and can't say, and they'll ask you, can other people corroborate this? And you just have to be careful about language sometimes too, like stating that something's your opinion, or if something was just a rumor, you can tell the story, but you have to say it's a rumor and where you heard
Right.
it.
or just like saying allegedly.
Yeah. Sorry. How was your relationship with Hugh? Like in the end, were you guys
before he
okay?
passed away?
Yeah. Your books didn't come out before that, did they?
They did.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, so we were not okay.
Oh.
But we had already stopped talking because by the time I was like pregnant and engaged, he was still like sending letters to my house. And that was
Awkward.
like causing problems in my relationship.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
weird.
definitely didn't want to I didn't
Like what
even
kind of
open-
letters? Like I love you letters?
Well, I didn't open them
Oh,
toward
wow.
the end. I would just throw them away. But the letters started out, and this happened to Bridget and Kendra too, after we left the mansion. Anytime we would do anything publicly that he didn't quite agree with, he'd send us a letter letting us
Shut
know.
up.
Yeah.
Like a father.
Yeah.
Disapproving.
Like I remember there was something where Kendra did an interview and she's like, yeah, I go up to the mansion to see Hef. I don't care about any whores up there. And, she's just talking like she's talking.
Yeah.
But Hef took that to mean that she must be talking about the Shannon twins specifically. And he wrote demanding an apology. And he would do stuff like that to me too if he felt like I did a layout for a magazine that was competing. Like, send me a copy of that magazine when it comes out. I'm like, I don't even have it. He'd have a secretary call, or send a letter saying you didn't like something I said in the media. And it was just like, you're not my dad. Like,
Yeah.
it just was like a weird thing.
That's such a weird thing. Do you remember? I have such a vivid memory of this, which you probably do too, if I can remember. The day he died, we were together and we were shooting, and the
Something creepy happened.
the Playboy pinball machine was going off, and it wasn't even plugged in. And you were like, "What is that noise?" And we like couldn't we had to like go in a different room, and it was going off. And she's like, "I knew that noise from like it was like the Playboy theme." And then that night, she got news that Hef had passed.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And you were like, "Bitch, guess what?" And I was like, "Shut up."
Yeah.
I feel like that was his way of like dropping in one last time.
I feel like it too. And before he died, I always kind of had a weird feeling that when he died, I would know, which was odd because we weren't close at all toward the end or in contact. But I just kind of had like a eerie feeling that when he dies, I'll just know.
And you
then
did.
we got that pinball machine started going off, and it was the Playboy pinball machine, which is so weird.
That is wild.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That is always wild. The blinking light thing with your dad.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that light always going on and off?
No.
Have you never noticed that?
I've seen it a few times, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I think everything is my dad, though. Like, I think everything is him. But actually, Roman and I just went to Halloween Horror Nights, and in our hotel room, we stayed at the Magic Castle Hotel, and the lights in there kept flickering. And I'm like, okay, it's old. Like, it could be just, like, an older light, whatever.
Did you get a popsicle?
No, I didn't. We weren't there long enough, but that's so cute that he was telling us all about that. And then we were on, like the high escalators that you have to go on. You have to go on like 14 of them, and they're really steep. And Roman and I were talking about my dad, and literally the light of the entire thing like flashed.
Whoa.
And Roman and I both went,
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was cool.
I believe it.
Well,
thanks.
sure. I
Me
never
too.
used to. It was actually my sister not too long. My brother passed away a couple years ago, and her house in Chicago, she has one of those little tiny window things that open up over in her kitchen that she's never been able to open because they were painted over.
Oh.
So the latch and everything, like she was always like, she's been there for like 10 years, and she was always like, oh, on nice days, I wish I could open those. And the day my brother died, we didn't know both those flew open, and her and a friend were in the kitchen.
That's crazy.
And she was like, oh my God. She was like, what the hell? And there was no wind or anything. She was like, I've never been able to open those. And then later she found out that, like,
yeah, goosebumps.
yeah. And that was the first, when you hear those stories, you're always like, whatever. But then when you hear it from somebody that there's no reason for them to lie to you, or why would they? Or they don't lie in general. That was pretty freaky. And that's when, and then the light thing has always like, I went on a walk at our neighborhood one time, and as I went under a streetlight, it just was like, and it was a time when there was a bunch going on, and it just felt like her dad was talking to me in a weird way. Like, it is pretty cool. And it gives me hope, too, of like that idea of being a spirit, which is kind of corny, but like, oh, I'm going to haunt so many people. Like, fuck, like they're in trouble. That movie Ghost, when he like learns how to move things, remember that? Like,
Oh my God, I love that meme you posted where it was like me and other people's relationships. And it's like Whoopi Goldberg.
It's so good.
It was a good one. But yeah, I do have hope that,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. I mean, I get very, cynical, and like we all do, like even, going to church. I used to go to church a lot, but then, yeah, it's weird. Though, before I forget, I don't know why, because we were just talking about Hef, where did the nickname Puffin come from?
It doesn't really mean anything. It was just him calling me Muffin, and I just called him Puffin back.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Because I
Has no
remember
meaning.
it used to be my favorite cereal.
Oh, yeah, I love Puffin cereal.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
And then that kind of made those little things made it weird for me, that I was always looking at him. I was always thinking of Hugh Hefner, and I was like,
Oh,
damn it.
no. I think a lot of people do, though, because people tag me in Puffin stuff all the time.
That's funny.
All the time.
Still,
Oh my God.
that's so funny.
Yeah.
What a great thing to be a part of. At least they're very delicious.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I know, this is so fun. I feel like we could do this for hours
I
and
know,
hours.
so fun.
I
We
know.
should do it again.
It's also going to be
Totally.
one of those things where I'm like, I'm going to know as soon as we leave, I'm like, I forgot. I want to ask her
I
this or that.
know. I can come back and we can do new topics. and think of
Yeah, that would
something.
be great. I want to have you and Josh and Tanya all together come in.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun.
And Tony's like, I'll just exit that one. You guys can just sit and
We
talk.
could call it Fireside Lounge.
Yes, let's do it. We'll have to plan for that.
What's Fireside Lounge?
It's our group chat because it's at the Peppermill. You know how they have the fireside lounge in the back? We were outraged one day because they wouldn't bring pancakes or French toast back there because they don't want syrup in the fireside lounge, and it just became a dumb private joke.
French toast ambrosia.
That place is cool, right? The lounge part?
They remodeled it, and I'm scared to go back in because I love that place so much.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they did.
Yeah, hopefully it's not like modern and lame.
I know.
Yeah.
Although I did wonder, like, how the hell did they keep all those fake flowers and trees clean? Like, those would have to get so dusty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if I owned that place, I'd probably be like, time for those to go.
Yeah.
But I hope they kept just, like, the neon bizarreness.
Yeah,
of it
all the mirrors, all the things. Velvety, non-syruped couches.
Yeah.
That place, I remember that was, I think, one of the first places, the Peppermill was the first places I ever went to when I came to Vegas a long time ago.
It's a good place.
And I remember really loving it so much and being like, oh, Vegas is cool.
Yeah.
It was like my entrance.
Someone recently posted clown sugar.
I love clown sugar.
No, I know, but I
still
feel
dump
like
it on the
that's-
table and draw pictures in
No,
it.
100%. I know, but I feel like that's like something that you...
Wait, did they call it clown
They
sugar?
hashtagged clown
and it's
sugar.
not somebody we know?
Oh, it's somebody we know.
Is that the colorful?
Oh, wait, I think I know who he... Wow. I mean, that has persevered.
I mean, it made me so angry. I wanted to be like, bitch, I can't.
Clown sugar.
I felt so protective over that for you. Like, you don't get to call it that.
Yeah, for those who don't know, on the table, well, I feel like sometimes they take it away from the table because I started a trend of dumping it on the table and drawing pictures in it. At the Peppermill, for your coffee, for the sugar for the coffee, they have like the big multicolored crystal sugar, and I call it clown sugar, and I would always dump it on the table and like draw a picture in it.
Which is so cute.
The staff probably sees you park and they're like, get the sugars off the table. God damn it.
They're like, she's back. But then I start seeing other people doing it and posting on social, and like, they hate me.
No way. They probably love it.
One time when I was very young, and I think I was like 17, me and my friends used to go to this sports bar in Sarasota, Florida, and we'd watch football. And the waitress she probably wasn't that rude, and I was just being, I took the ketchup and I wrote "ho" on the table with an exclamation point, and my friends were like, and I was like, yeah. And we left, and as we were leaving, like the bouncer grabbed my scruff, and I was like, and I, like, I'm not a tough guy or anything like that. And as soon as it happened, instantly I felt shame and regret, and like that'll happen to me, like, once in a while, like, of course that's a bad thing to do. But my
You think
friends
it's
all
so
left.
funny when you're a
Oh
kid.
yeah. My friends all left, and he was like, "Go apologize to her right now."
And clean it up.
And cleaned it up, actually, yeah. And I was like, I'm so sorry.
That's such a growing up moment.
Yeah.
Such a growing way. I went outside and I was like so mad at I didn't even talk to my friends for long. I was like, "Oh, you guys," and they didn't even know. Because they
Oh
all
my
just
God.
like left, and they were like, "No, I thought you went to the bathroom or something." I was
Oh
like,
my
"No,
God.
bouncer had me by the scruff."
Oh my God, I feel it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, when things like that happen when you're a kid, it's just like, oh my
yeah.
God, the worst thing ever.
Yeah,
Like, I thought
the
that was so
worst thing
funny.
ever. I've told Gavin not that story, but like even at school, like, sometimes you'll make mistakes. He just made a mistake where he taught other kids how to download games on his school iPad, and like the school was all like, Gavin, and he felt really bad about it. I was like, that's good that you feel bad about it. I was like, do you feel like, of course, that's not a good thing to do? And he was like, yeah. And I remember thinking about that whole story. I was like,
Yeah,
good
that
that
was-
you have that instinct to be
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's
Significantly
not
minor compared to your host story. He just taught people how to download Sonic on their iPad. That's so
funny.
innocent. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming. This was
Thanks
so
for having me. This is fun.
good. Yeah,
Let's
was
do it
fun.
again.
It was fun. And yeah, I don't know, like nerve-wracking because, like you said before, you have such a, perfect thing, but like you've become more down. Like I said, your shoulders are even like used
Hunching
to,
over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool to see that you've
Thank
kind of like
you.
are just not giving a fuck anymore about what people think about you.
Yeah, I got to a point where I didn't even know I was doing it. Like in the Holly's World era, Kevin would always be like, "You're not being yourself on TV." And I'm like, "Yes, I am." And I really thought I was, because it was just so ingrained to me at that point. And there was one time when like Josh and I made a video to post online for like Nicole 337.
Yeah.
And
Oh my God.
Kevin saw that video and he's like, "This is you being yourself, and that's not how you are on camera." And I go, "No, I'm being myself." Like I so thought I was after
Yeah.
a point because
Yeah.
it was so ingrained. And yeah, it took a while.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
get
glad
it out
you're.
of me.
I'm so glad you're here. I love it. I love all versions of you,
I
but
love you too.
Awesome. Thank you, Holly.
yeah, thanks for coming. We'll have to have you again.
Yeah, and go listen to her podcast. What is it again? Say it again.
Girls Next Level. You can find it anywhere you find podcasts, YouTube, and my shows, The Playboy Murders and Lethally Blonde, are available to stream on Max.
And you're on Patreon too, right?
Yeah, we have a
Yes.
Patreon, Girls Next Level.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, go listen to it.
Yes, it's so good. You get to hear more of the magic on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, bye.
Bye.